list. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Yeah,
this
welcome.
week brought to you by, I'm Gus.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Jordan.
Who
I'm
makes
here
the
for the
Rooster
first
Teeth
time in a year.
Adventures. Really? Is it true?
Yeah, it's my yearly appearance.
I can't make that joke anymore about Jordan who
can't.
makes the Rooster Teeth animated adventures.
Can you please let everyone know?
Because you don't do it anymore.
Because
Also, you
I
make,
still
like,
get tweets.
8 other shows.
I get
You're still
tweets and everything saying, "Oh, you should make this into an animated adventure." It's
Well,
like,
it
cool,
doesn't help
I'll
that there's a
pass it
different
along.
Jordan working on it.
That's Jordan Battleman.
Yeah, Jordan Battle
But
and
it's
Andrew
still
Lotsky.
your
So-
show, ultimately, though.
I mean, if they make something and I go, that's not funny, I'll tell them.
So,
But
what do you think Jordan Battle's going to do for the RTX panel?
we were talking about that this week, actually. He sent me some ideas
Okay.
that I think you might like.
What panel is he doing?
The RTAA panel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which for some
he's
reason
running
I'm
it.
still on and Gus and Burnie are
I
still
don't,
on.
think, I don't think Jordan Battle watches our podcast ever.
He doesn't animate anything from it.
No, there's not. It's been like a couple of months since anything got animated from the
I
We
think
kind of
he-
go through these waves where like he'll do like a bunch of like from an off topic and then those will get released together. And then Andrew will do some from like an Always Open and those will get released together.
Those are great.
So the
I've
period
been
you're
loving
talking
the
about
Always
is like
Open.
2018, basically. At the point?
I don't think we've done any podcasts from 2018 this year.
I've been really enjoying, or I guess the audience would know Jordan best from On the Spot when he used to sit in the audience
Oh yeah.
and
he
do
would
different
stare.
gags and stare at the camera
Stare at the
every
camera,
time.
yeah.
That was so good.
He wore a poncho and a hat one time, sombrero.
You should come back to watch On the Spot every week just to do that.
No, we're too busy. Don't do it, Jordan.
So on the spot, I think it's okay to talk about this. We pay now
Sucks.
the audience for on the spot.
We don't pay them.
What?
Yeah, we do.
They pay us.
No, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's a $3.
Do you know how-
Whatever it is, it's a weirdly insignificant amount of money.
It's $3 because you don't want people just buying up all the tickets.
Right.
So it's $3 and then they get a free drink with it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we paid
And
them $3.
it's not like now. This
I
has been
thought we
going on
paid
for
him
like
$3
this has been going on for like 2 years. How long have we been doing this? Like 2 years? Yeah.
Okay.
How long have you worked here?
Have you ever been to stage
Are you
5
new
before?
here?
I don't dole out money to audience members.
Neither do we.
Nobody
my
does.
I don't think anybody does that.
Who's taking all that sweet on the spot money? That was the last bit that
Just
came
find
out
out
of
how
that
much we're paying people to come to RTX this year. It's crazy.
one. Yeah, we're paying people $65 a weekend.
We
To
have
go.
to pay people to watch all of our shows.
It's a can't fail business.
So, where does the money go? Do you
They
guys
go-
take it in cash?
They get a drink.
Yeah, but
Wait, do we take that money and then buy? Do they just buy a drink?
I
And then they
imagine
get to,
it goes to our
does it
like
work?
food and drink budget.
yeah, but what's the path?
Are they
Barbara?
paying $3 for a drink? and
Somebody
then they
right
just
now
happen to
in the
sit here?
booth is sweating it that I'm asking this question.
I didn't create
because
the
they've made
system,
like
I'm just backing
$27 over the course of the last 3 years.
Maybe we should pay them.
In
to sit
another
here.
500 years, they're going to get that sweet cabin down in Mexico.
up. Oh yeah, On the Spot really making us a lot of money.
So that's a thing that I know that a lot of people do when they come over from Mexico and they come to the U.S. They live very frugally in the U.S. and they basically ship all their money back to Mexico. And
Great exchange rate.
my I used to work for a guy who had a person who came over from Mexico, worked with him, was on a ranch, and he would talk about how he'd send all of his money back, and he had like this amazing place in Mexico, but had this horrible place in the U.S. He was just working his time, and then he was going to go back and live his life in Mexico. But the amazing thing to me about it was, I was like, well, how does he transfer the money back? Like, how does that work? I mean, if he has to transfer it out of the
wire
U.S.
it?
And he goes, well, he just gets it out in cash. And he gives it to, he had a name for the guy, but it's a guy who goes around and basically just collects money from all these people and then
takes it back.
takes it back.
How do
It's
you
like,
trust that guy?
Yeah, exactly. That's my question. It's like, but that must be a very American question to ask.
It's like a bank if your bank was a dude from your town.
Just like a guy. Yeah.
I mean, really,
like,
what's
his name is
difference?
Bank.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
John Banks.
a cut, I'm sure. He
sure,
has to do
yeah.
something for his time and his travel expenses and
Convenience fee is what
Yeah.
they would call that in America.
Convenience fee.
It's
a
like
lot
an
of
ATM charges you $3.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he charges you 30.
Like when they charge you $1 to file like for your auto registration online, they charge you more.
A convenience fee.
Yeah,
it's convenient for you, motherfucker.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, I guess we're paying for the infrastructure, right?
I pay the convenience fees. I understand because it is convenient.
It's convenient for them.
Do you think it's weird that when
but
we
you don't
like,
they don't have to hire somebody to open the envelope, Barb.
It's a good point.
because
They're making money on both
Yeah.
ends.
Think of all the paper cuts they'd have.
They're like
to
John
Yeah.
Reisinger, man. That sweet audience money coming in.
no paper cuts, health insurance goes down.
make.
I think if the
Saving
audience
money.
pays for the ticket, they shouldn't have to listen to ads.
Do you guys think it's weird?
Here we
That's
go.
what I think.
You want me to read this? I'll read this right now. I'll read this
That's
on a
what I think.
spike.
Don't make him read it.
$3, man. That's 1/8 of a lawn.
Do you think it's weird that when we like
That's first membership for me.
renew our like registration for cars and stuff, we make the checkout to just a guy, the guy who is like the treasurer for the county?
Bruce Elephant right now.
Yeah.
Wait, you do that?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
you
what
do
you're
it too.
supposed to
If
do.
you register in the
if you
in
register,
Travis County, in Texas.
register a new car,
Oh.
you make the checkout
To the
just
tax
just a
assessor.
guy named Bruce Elephant.
Who was it before that? I wrote checks.
Nelda Wells Spears?
Yeah, Nelda Wells Spears. I wrote checks to her.
So
for
what's
fucking ever.
keeping
Don't-
Bruce? I mean, not to like have the American complex like with the bank guy, but what's keeping Bruce Elephant from just being like, oh,
I
cool,
see-
checking my name?
I see a conspiracy theory about this in the Austin subreddit about once a year with like, why the fuck do we make a checkout to just some random guy that we elect?
Yeah.
Like,
And
why?
this is for property taxes and for car registration, right?
I just
Yeah.
pay online for car registration, I think.
Yeah, but it
But it
says
goes
if,
to Bruce
it says if
Elephant.
you were to do a check or something,
Oh,
would
you have to make it out to
Bruce
him.
Elephant,
Gotcha. I guess I'm just in the future,
It's-
not writing checks.
It's the convenience fee.
Yeah.
It all goes to Bruce Elephant.
Yeah,
He's
that
making,
goes
he's
in
making
his
a buck
pocket.
every time. They had a bunch of people arrested in that office a couple of weeks ago.
No shit.
In Bruce's office?
In Bruce's office.
They were all the fall guys.
There was like I guess a scheme where some of the people working in the office were making fraudulent documents saying that car sales were for less than they really were, so that people had to pay less tax on them,
Ooh.
and then they were getting a cut of the money that the people were saving.
Oh,
in
fuck.
Really?
taxes. Yeah.
So
like,
they all knew about it but didn't talk
It was
about
like
it?
a kickback thing. There were still like 6 people in that office, I think.
Wow. There's the
That's
elephant in the
dope.
room. Barb, how you doing?
That's it.
How you doing? Barb,
All right.
Barb
We'll
was,
see y'all next
Barb,
week.
Yeah,
We're
Barb
done.
in
Wow.
proximity to me. I don't know why Barb's on the other side of the couch. It must be a pun zone over here. And she's out of it
I
today.
usually take it all up, and now you.
You didn't react
Right.
to my psychic tweet to you the other day
What? You psychic tweeted me?
Which one was it?
about he tweeted about he wished he knew his water pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Called
I
Sidekick.
like how you react to
PSI
that.
kick.
Yeah, I let that one go.
Listen,
I liked it.
If I was PSI kick, then
Oh,
I would know ahead of time.
Yeah,
I missed that.
that was a good one.
Yeah, it's a
I
I
just
was-
thought you misspelled
water pressure
psychic.
joke. Solid water pressure joke.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with it. I was like laughing as I was typing it. Thank
Is
you.
water pressure measured in PSI? I thought it was like air pressure.
That's PSI.
I
Okay.
loved his song Gangnam Style.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's PSI for water too, right?
Yeah, I
What's
think
the
it is.
P stand for? Pounds?
Pounds.
Okay. That's not pneumatic.
Get the camera off of me.
Why did you swap seats, Barb?
Because Gavin's not here this week.
So you just like
I
thought
know. I like to
Gavin's
change it
not
up
here.
every now and then.
Just change it up?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been on the podcast for a couple weeks, but I don't know.
have you been
I
in
like
an
being on
RTA?
this side anyway.
That's the question.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, there was an
Gus
Always
watches
Open.
RTA more than I do.
I watch every RTA like the second they're out.
It was one from Always Open. The one with
It was an
Mariel
anime
talking
one.
about
An
the
AOA.
baby shower.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how they drew me in that, even though I wasn't in town for that baby shower. I'm in the RTAA, but not actually attending.
You should print that out and give it as a photo. Be like, see, I was there.
Yeah, see? Photo evidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of photo evidence, you and I filmed something the other day that finally came out today.
Oh yeah,
Porno.
Yeah.
of course.
Finally.
Burnie and Gus make a porno. We filmed that retrospective video, the throwback video,
It came out today, right?
Oh, the commentary thing?
Yeah.
Today being Monday.
where we basically did like a director's commentary or like Mystery Science Theater
Mhm.
style commentary on an old
Just a commentary.
shorts video
Oh.
that we released.
How old was the
Quite
video?
anything else.
It was from I think 09. It was
So
like
almost 10 years.
season 1 of the shorts.
Well, we talked about that.
That's
it was
9
definitely
years
season
ago.
1. I went back and looked it up afterwards, and it was definitely season 1. Did we just do the one video? I thought we did more.
Well, we have released one video.
Okay, fair play.
And so I'd like to talk about it a bit. We have Ellie on the sidecar here.
Vroom vroom.
Hi.
Hello, Ellie.
Look at Eleanor right over there.
Hi.
There
What's
she
it
is.
short
for?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Eleanor.
So we wanted to have Ellie on to talk about this video project and to talk about like some of these new videos that we have in the works. But I had a very strange directive about this that I have to bring up now because it was so strange.
weird.
So what is it?
I was told it would be great if we could talk about the videos, but they would be very happy if we never referred to it as the lab.
Why?
Oops.
Why? Are you
Yeah, I have no
just
idea.
did already.
It was a curveball for me, like 5 minutes before we were about to do this
Someone
thing.
saw you in
I
the
was like,
control room.
oh yeah, hey, yeah, it's from the lab, but don't mention the lab.
I mean, anybody
Okay.
has to know that if they
All right,
say
so
don't particularly
yeah.
mention
the first
thing,
rule
we're
of the
going to
lab.
mention
Yeah,
we
just don't say
talk
the
about
lab and we're fine.
I think
Yeah.
the thought is that the video series is not called the lab. The
Right.
internal group that Ellie's a part of working on this video is the lab.
Right.
Here
So
I
it's
am
the
to
lab
represent the
There
lab.
are
The lab
Talk about it.
presents.
An independent video.
We should go up with another name for the lab.
Not
You've been
the
there for
lab.
what now? Like 2 months?
I've been there, yes, apart from Patrick, who's helping to run it, Patrick Pope. I've been there the longest. It was just the two of us in an office for a while, like, hi,
Staring at each other.
let's make videos. But yeah, I think I've been there for 2 months, yeah.
I might be a little out of the loop because I don't work over in this building. Is it an actual laboratory? Or
In a way, like a creative one.
is it like Dexter's lab or?
We try stuff. Yeah, we like the whole concept behind it is that we can like run and gun, make short videos that are timely, that come out really quickly, and kind of see what the feedback is, see
Without
what people like.
Budget or
Without a
much
budget.
Or mentioning
Or
that
any
you're the
direction,
lab.
no.
Yeah.
Or without talking about ourselves at all at any
You
point.
guys should probably remove that giant "The Lab" sign outside the
Yeah,
door.
we should
then.
probably take that away. Yeah.
Or
It's
just
a
don't ever
secret.
film it. Because we can say it. We just can't say it on the air.
There's there's no sign.
The lab. We can't say that. That's what
We're
we
a
can't
secret division. But yeah.
I will say I think those commentary things are a really cool idea because I love commentaries in general. Like some of the early RVB commentaries on
Oh, yeah, we had fun
seasons
with
1
those.
through 5.
say. Maddest I ever made Gus.
That's what like
An RV commentary.
it like really got me back into like or like maybe like it was like the podcast before you guys did the podcast and like got me acquainted with like Gus and Burnie and all the guys and stuff, and I was like, whoa, these guys look cool. Or they sound cool. They seem
Yeah.
like cool people to hang out with. Maybe someday I'll work there, but probably not though.
No.
It's like listening to like the director's cut on something.
Yeah,
always
that's always fun. We
Well, yeah,
just
That idea came out so easily because part of the lab is good, or whatever we are, is going to be hopefully getting back into making shorts again. So we're like, well, we should like, there's a couple new faces in the team. So like, well, we should watch the shorts. And then as soon as we start doing that, we're like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a series. Like we have to get these guys to watch these again and see what they think.
I don't know if we could talk about it yet, but there's an episode of a show on the lab that we filmed with me and Christina
Parrish,
who's
from Branded and other
fucking
things.
funny.
She's very funny.
So quick. That we filmed the other day that I didn't know if I wanted to do it or not, and
None of us did.
I don't know if I could talk about it yet.
Was
but
it her? Was one of her videos?
It was one of Christina's ideas.
She has
They're
some-
amazing.
She has some pretty.
It was-
Someone
there's
needs
a-
to like
there was a lot of-
protect her brain.
A lot of sniffing involved.
Yes.
Let's just say
There was. I mean, that was kind of the crux of it, the hinge
Yeah.
of the show. Yeah.
here's a hook for you. Sniffing.
Sniffing. Hasn't been done yet.
not with us. Actually.
So do y'all have like a release schedule? Is it going to be like a weekly thing? Do you know?
Yeah. So, like, we're uploading 2 videos a week, maybe more if we make more. We're kind of way ahead of schedule, so we're making a bunch of weird stuff, and we're going to be throwing it up and at the wall and see what sticks. To be honest, that's
So
kind
people
of
should just go to
the plan.
roosterteeth.com and search for the lab.
Yeah.
And you'll find.
That's where Skilltree was put under the lab, and then. Someone's
gonna do
just gonna tackle me.
Someone's gonna do a supercut of every time you said the lab.
The lab. Or not. Skilltree was put up there, so each kind of new series that we're making is going to go under a kind of the lab show page, which is why I was confused as to why we couldn't say it, because it's
like-
the show page.
I think we should refer. I think what they want us to refer to the show, this particular show, as Founders Throwback.
This show is Founders Throwback,
On the lab.
and it's the founders, founders that we can
Just visit
get
lab.com.
watching,
Oh crap! We
Rooster
gotta.
Teeth.
We better get that.
watching their oldest and I don't know, oldest content. Was it weird watching it back?
I got told that we were going to watch that video, and I thought, what fucking video is that? I couldn't remember. I had to look it up. Like, oh right, that one.
What was it called? What's the title?
Chain
of
of
it?
Thought.
I have no. I
Is
cannot.
that the one where Nathan has like a?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
Gavin's
that one.
hair is something to behold.
Yeah, I
in that
thought
video.
Jeff's hair was more.
He had that
interesting.
Euro
It was
haircut.
just
It was a lot of
strange.
hair.
I don't remember that haircut on Jeff.
It's like low water pressure Jeff.
It was very 90s band.
Your
Yeah.
hair was so long.
Yeah, that was like.
You had like a
I
mullet.
talked about it in that lab video. I mentioned that I was partway through my 18 months of no haircut at that time. It was just because I'm fucking driving into the ground.
You also had like the huge beard back then too.
Yeah, it was it was weird. I didn't have a lot of time for a haircut or personal maintenance.
Grooming.
Speaking of commentaries, we just did a bunch of commentaries for our Blu-ray release of Camp Season 1 and 2. That just came out like a week ago.
Yeah.
I think May
very
23rd
recently.
it came out.
Is it released in full high def on Blu-ray?
What was
Yeah.
what's the water pressure on that?
What's your resolution on your Blu-ray for Camp?
Probably HD.
Can you in Toon Boom? Can you just go like, hey, take it up to?
Yeah, it's all vector rays. You can scale it up. It could be 4K if we wanted to have huge files that would have like
Could be
4
8K
discs.
in a couple years if we need it to be. Listen, it's one of the nice things about vector-based animation.
That's why RTA was our first 4K
Yeah.
show.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah,
That's true.
It was just super easy to scale it up.
You
Man, Gus and I spent like 3 days trying to figure out how to do it.
And then we wanted to figure out a way to do the back catalog. Thanks, Ellie.
Oh, thank
I
you
see
so much.
sneaking off.
Thanks.
Bye, Ellie.
Bye, have fun
us
at the
at the lab.
lab.
You should do a
we-
throwback where you watch old RTAs.
We wanted to figure out a way. I don't know if you remember
That could be
where
fun.
we were going to try to write a script to take all the old episodes
Yeah.
and then automatically
Good.
re-export them all at 4K. But they were like,
That
that's
didn't work.
more work than it's worth for the end product.
Or we
Let's
could just get an
leave it.
intern to do that, to do the busy work.
But
of
we
it.
didn't have that was at Ralph Albanado. Like we didn't have the people. We
we
didn't
had like
have
maybe
interns
one
yet.
intern for the whole company instead of
remember
departments.
I helped Joel when I came to visit the studio. I helped him do head bobs when you guys were redoing the early seasons of RVD and I guess a Halo
PC.
something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Halo. CE Custom Edition.
Yeah.
That game is still fun, by the way.
Well,
Jordan Battles in chat. He says he needs you for reviews. He's asking why you're here.
Because I don't, to promote the show we're not making right now because I'm not there.
Or Cam, which we are making.
see,
Well, that's what I mean. He can't get
Oh.
a new review on his campaign.
I like all of our shirts. That
one's
shirt,
great.
I just constantly want to like brush him off.
Oh, because of the speckles?
Yeah, little
He's in
space
space.
speckles. Can't really see him too much on the camera, but there's little space speckles.
That's one of my new favorite shirts that we made.
I love it.
Space Kid's the best though.
Space Kid is the best.
I'm sitting right here. That's okay.
Neris
Neris,
is pretty good, too.
I think sucks.
Listen, Aaron said she was the coolest.
That's true. I love Neris. I love doing Neris's voice.
Doing Eris's
Whenever we do crazy, it's like, okay, Neris does it like this.
You do everyone's voice spot on.
Yeah, Miles and I.
Tracy Morgan.
Not like everyone. Not like that, Burnie. Yeah, Miles and I will do like table reads of every episode, like one final read through, and we always do it in the voices. And we're like, okay, you take this character, you take Nerf. It's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm Nerf. What's
So
up,
good.
butthead?
So you guys are just
really
like
fun to
to
do.
me that's probably easier to write the characters when you can do their voices.
Yeah, that's true. We'll usually like
I
pitch
did- on the-
joke
on the
ideas
s-
in the character's voice.
Set of the first Laser Team, Matt basically had the whole movie built out as an animatic, and we would watch it, like action scenes especially. And it was like very, very rudimentary, like almost one step above storyboarding, 3D graphics and motion and stuff like that. The
It's
problem
more like
was
keyframes.
all the fucking lines were recorded by one person, by
They were.
Aaron. By
Wait.
Aaron. And it was just like, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. The whole time. So it was so hard to like concentrate on the actual footage.
Champion.
Yeah. You're the champion.
Yeah, I remember hearing a lot of that. Stuff.
Colton Dunn was a little racist too. I'm not afraid to say that. A little racist. You see Colton brought back Eat a Dick on Twitter?
I did. The marketing office was very excited.
Yeah, or Eric in particular, that, right?
Eric Duncan, head of marketing, loves Eat a Dick. That's like the one regret he has from us not doing our TES anymore is that we don't have Eat a Dick.
We can have Eat a Dick. Yeah, so Colton hit 50K followers on Twitter, and he promised to bring back Eat a Dick when he did, and which is basically just people chat. Does he do it on Periscope?
I think it's
still?
Periscope, yeah.
Or is he doing Instagram stories now?
It was Periscope this time around.
Instagram stories has that cool thing where like people can drop in on your live streams
Yeah.
and like
What does that
chat
mean?
with you.
I'm too afraid, like you could ask to join someone's live stream, so
Yeah.
it looks like two cameras.
Split screen, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to
It'd be a
ever
little awkward.
allow someone to do that because I don't know if someone's just going to have their dick out. or
It's
something.
kind of it's kind of like,
Like Jessica
chat
Negri.
roulette again.
Yeah.
You just let people you know, obviously.
I guess so, but then like people I know have to be watching. Which
Do you guys
they
see
aren't
you
always.
can FaceTime with up to 32 people now?
I saw that. They also have,
Yeah.
they're also going to have memojis. Guess
So-
who's about to get upgraded?
Oh,
This guy.
Fuck off, dude.
so I don't
Wait,
think they make
what?
emojis that ugly.
Wow.
Well, I'll see you next year, Jordan.
That's why I'm
Brutal.
only on every year. I make one mistake.
Yeah, listen, but you guys have a little lunch club, and you guys go to lunch
That's true.
together.
Who told you
on a
about that?
regular basis.
Over here.
What?
Who told you about that?
You fucking
I
tweet
did.
about it on your social media.
I know.
Oh yeah, I probably did.
I do because I like to make Burnie feel left out.
I do feel left out. I do feel left out.
Yeah,
Not
we-
because I'm gonna hang out with you,
Man,
because of lunch.
I ate
wanna
at
eat lunch.
I ate at that new home slice the other day. Yesterday.
Oh man, it's so cool on the inside.
Yeah.
It's totally different from the one on South Congress.
It was smaller than I was expecting on the inside.
but it's huge on the outside. Like the patio's
Yeah.
pretty big. And they have that weird hill for kids can roll down hills.
Hey kids, go hurt yourself.
Is it for dogs or is it for kids? I don't.
What's the difference?
Maybe it's for
for,
both.
for dogs?
Because like they have like a dog area too.
What?
I guess I
Dogs
didn't
are
see
like the
that.
kids of Austin, though, aren't they? Because
That's
people
true.
bring them fucking everywhere. People bring their dogs more places than bring their kids.
I see dogs in the grocery store now. When did that happen? When did that become acceptable? I love my dog.
Everyone was in town for DreamHack, and they were all tweeting about how there's
dogs
dogs everywhere in restaurants and everything.
Yeah, come to the Rooster Teeth office.
and they love
More.
it. There is Austin's like this weird dog culture.
Yeah.
Dogs fucking everywhere.
Makes me want a dog.
That was weird to say that.
Yeah.
So-
So are they fucking everywhere? Or are they fucking?
Well, it
fucking
makes me mad because if I brought my cat out somewhere, that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Not if it was on a leash.
No, because then some fucking dog would attack it or run at it.
So we should use
Maybe make your cat stronger.
we should
Make your
use
cat
that
look like a dog.
megaphone app, and we should run a poll for all of our live viewers.
Babies or dogs? What do you prefer?
Well, I think we should ask which is the better pet, cats or dogs.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, that's going to be no.
So you can head over to roosterteeth.com/play only if you're watching live and go vote.
That one's rough.
Which is the better
because
pet, cats or dogs? And we'll be watching the results here
guess it-
in just a minute.
I
once
think
we start
dogs are great
filtering in.
because dogs like are very affectionate, but they're also high maintenance.
Yeah, I like the independence of a cat.
Yeah,
you can like
a cat,
leave it
you
alone.
can just leave it alone for like a day. That's why we're thinking about getting
Oh,
cats
shit.
first for our house.
Cats out to an early
Oh.
lead.
Go cats.
Go dogs.
Whoa.
Oh man,
What is
man.
going?
This is not as cut and dry as I thought.
It's
I
the
thought
fuck-
it would be dogs.
It's the internet.
Hands
There
down.
has been a pivot.
Is that
to-
Benjamin?
I was going to ask,
the
is
dog
that
picture?
Benjamin and Nutmeg?
That is Benjamin.
Oh, it's a little nut.
No, I think that might be Shmee. Smee?
It's me. Oh,
Smee.
Gavin's weird cat.
Gavin's weird cat. Gavin's extra long cat.
Shit, it's really close.
Oh, wow. 50.
We'll give it some time.
If you're watching live, you better go vote, and you better vote for dog.
I get so enamored with this, like watching these results. I can't pay attention to anything else. It's just like, ticking away.
Oh, sorry. I opened my phone.
I don't know
and
why
have,
we
like-
have this up. It's so distracting.
Well,
It-
vote. I'm gonna
Just
The
vote.
don't
last
look
time
at
we
the
had it-
screen. Just look at us and our smiling
because
faces.
it's like the numbers keep changing, and I want to see. Look at these fucking dogs.
Did you
winning.
see
Fuck
that
these
video
dogs.
of that FBI agent who was dancing and who accidentally shot someone?
Let's talk about that in a second. I'm going to keep talking about dogs.
Okay. I was trying to engage
There's
you
been
away
a
from the poll.
pivotal change on the internet to good boy culture, where good boys are now the thing. Where
Good
before it
boys,
was like
soft
years ago,
boys.
cats were the patron saint
Oh,
of
you're
the
talking
internet.
about dogs being good boys. I thought you meant just like
Oh, I thought you meant.
good boys.
I feel like
No, dogs.
I feel like boy has just become like a thing you can call any noun. It's like, oh, can you give me one of those boys?
one of those boys.
Can you give me the
Gavin.
boy?
Give me one of those cold boys.
Give me the boy over. Yeah,
Boy me
like,
that
you,
boy.
You can put an adjective in front of it. Like,
Yeah.
give me that square boy.
But like cats were cat videos, lol cats. Cats were the mascot of the internet for a really long period of time.
Yeah.
Icon has cheeseburger.
You did you did an RTA about where we talked
Yeah.
about Egyptian cats.
Yeah.
Somebody, by the way, that came up recently because somebody used it in a stand-up bit about
Was it
Egyptian.
Dane Cook?
I don't know what it probably is, but somebody was like linking all over that to the RTAA,
Ah.
and then someone tagged me on it. This was how I saw it. But
And so we're suing them.
Gus, I need you to help me remember something from internet lore and
Let
history.
me open up the internet lore book here.
Okay.
Google.com.
What were memes called before they were memes?
Lolcats?
I feel like there was something between lolcats and rage comics.
Viral images.
Like, what were the ones like when you were on Dig and they had the Success Kid
Those are
and they
memes?
had the overly obsessed girlfriend and they
like-
had Bad Luck Brian? Those had a
Yeah.
name that
Tropes?
wasn't memes. What were they,
They
called?
were called memes. Yeah.
And they were they called lolcats even though they were people?
What about
Well, what was like
Memes has been around forever, but it wasn't
Yeah.
used.
What about like all your base? What was like? Because that was like 2001.
that's
When
just,
did
I
what
would
was that called?
think of that as like
Yeah.
just a video.
Yeah,
Mm.
viral
Like, I don't
video.
know if I would call it anything
I don't know.
specific.
It's like
I
the
just
first
watched the,
meme of the internet. That and the dancing baby.
Ultimate
Well,
Showdown.
that and the dancing banana. That's what I was thinking.
The dancing
Oh, yeah,
banana,
dancing
peanut
banana.
butter
Peanut butter
jelly
jelly,
time.
Yeah.
We didn't call them memes.
Funnyjunk.com.
Dancing
Holy
baby.
shit! I just realized the peanut butter jelly time banana is like the dancing hot dog on Snapchat. Holy,
Not at all.
fuck.
It's a totally different dance.
No, it's the fucking same.
Peanut butter jelly's like this. Peanut butter jelly's like this.
Yeah,
Dancing
he's
hot dogs
doing
like
this.
this.
Yeah.
You're doing the same dance.
No,
No, I'm not.
Look,
How dare you?
arms
That was a really
flat.
good dancing hot dog,
the
by
tempo,
the way.
Yeah.
the tempo is completely different.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that hot dog. I fucking hate that hot dog. The best thing about Andrew
that hot
Watts
dog's
quitting here, well, that's a long list of good things of Andrew Watts quitting. But one of the best things about him quitting was not seeing that fucking hot dog anymore. Even though I know he had nothing to do with it, I associated that hot dog.
I'm pretty sure we started doing that after he left.
Uh-oh.
Either way,
everyone
it went away.
send
And
dancing
took
hot dogs
Andrew.
to Burnie.
Either
You know-
way, it's gone. He's gone. It's
Where's he working now?
He
HQ
works
Trivia?
at HQ. Yeah, he's like the head of
What?
social media there.
I told him if Scott Rogowski ever needs to take a day off, give me a call.
Oh gosh.
They're
Man.
apparently doing maybe doing auditions for
I'll-
hosts.
I'll talk to
Whenever
all those
somebody
HQs.
who's not Scott Rogowski hosts, it's just awkward. Like
I
You
know.
want
just have-
awkward?
yeah, they just have a
Call
totally
me.
different vibe.
He's got
And,
that
like,
on lock.
You can always tell when they're like taking a breath to be like, "Oh, I have to stall now because something went wrong,"
Yeah.
and then they're like trying to figure it out.
Yeah, the game, like I think it was a night ago or 2 nights ago, there was apparently a huge glitch, and like a bunch of people's answers didn't go through or something.
Oh, I've had that. There was one where
Sounds like bullshit.
Well, it's hard when you're like
Sounds like they're running out of money.
essentially, like playing with real money.
there was
Like,
one.
That's dangerous.
There was one question, and I forget. they said the correct answer was Dubai, and they were asking for a country. And I put in like one of the things that was a country, and they were like, no, the correct answer is Dubai. It's like, Dubai's not a fucking country. I want my shot at $1 million or whatever it was.
What is the country?
Probably 5,000.
What is a country?
Yeah.
Oh, America is one.
United Arab Emirates.
Oh, what country is it in?
Yeah.
UAE.
What was the question?
No, you ain't.
I forget.
I reached
Barely.
I've hit a
That's the
level of
7-point
obsession with the moon, and I
Go
went
on.
down a rabbit hole with the moon. And
Alex Jones is really the moon.
I know.
Yeah, what?
It's hard to talk like this and not sound like a crazy person, but hear me out on this.
What kind of obsessions do you?
So there's a lot of different crazy facts about
The moon.
the moon. And I
Give
knew
me
all the crazy
one.
facts, but I never thought about them all at once.
What's a few of them?
Okay.
Like, for instance, the moon is 1/400th the size of our sun. It's also 1/400th the distance
To the sun.
between the Earth and the sun. So therefore, when there's an
What the
eclipse,
fuck?
it's the exact same size
Yeah.
as the sun. Astronomically, that's incredibly improbable.
If the moon was any smaller, you really wouldn't have a solar eclipse because it wouldn't be able to cover up the sun.
Also,
Yeah.
it's
Otherwise, it'd be a transit.
a ridiculously large moon
Right.
for our solar system.
Yes.
It's ridiculously
Comparatively,
large.
yes.
Is it it's not the biggest one, is it?
No, but I think compared to the planet, it's
Yeah,
it's a
as
crazy
a relative
ratio.
scale, I think it's the largest.
Gotcha.
I think, at least on the relative scale. Then it's also, there is, sticking with the sun thing, even though the sun has such a
I thought we
huge
were talking
mass,
about the moon.
even though the sun has such a huge mass, and the moon, for whatever reason, doesn't, and also the moon sounds, this is going to get weird because I'm going to use the word hollow, and I stumbled upon a theory where people think the moon is actually hollow, but the moon will resonate like a bell whenever there is some kind of impact on it, and it'll resonate for up to, like, I think 3 hours is the longest they've gotten the thing to resonate. Like, it shouldn't do that. And they don't know
Like
why.
getting hit by a meteor or
Like a
something?
bell. It resonates like a bell. And I think
If you
we've
throw
had-
a bell at it.
Yeah.
What about when we launched a missile at it to
No.
get the water vapor or whatever it was? Do you remember when NASA launched a missile at the moon?
No.
You don't remember that?
Why does it not ring a bell?
couple years ago.
Are you talking about-
Good one.
Are you talking about Armageddon?
Yeah. That was totally intentional.
Are you talking about
Pun
Armageddon?
zone.
Yeah.
No. All right, fine. I won't bring it
Listen,
up.
I don't
have
wanna-
no facts
I don't
to
wanna
back
miss
it
the
up.
thing,
I thought you guys
Jordan.
would know.
Also,
Oh.
the rotational speed of the moon is equal to its orbit of our planet, which is why the same side of the moon always faces us. Astronomically, once again, pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
Pretty
Starting to sound like
improbable.
Bill O'Reilly whenever he says like these things are so improbable. Tide goes in, tide goes out. You can't design that. That's his argument. That's his argument for like why God exists.
Yeah. And then lastly, the distance between the Earth and the moon is just large enough to contain every other celestial body in the solar system. If you stack them all together side to side, they would reach the distance of the moon from the Earth.
What?
In such a precise manner, it's within our precision of being able to measure those other celestial bodies. You never heard that?
No, that can't be
that
true.
cannot be true.
Anybody else ever heard this?
Jupiter's
You
fucking
you
huge.
could put Jupiter in there?
Yeah,
Shut the
That-
fuck up.
that'd be
Hold on one
impossible.
second. Hold on one second.
you're an idiot.
No.
I don't believe that one.
I also don't think the moon is 1/400th the size of the sun. Are you saying 400?
Moon distance.
400 moons.
400
Other
moons
planets.
could fit in
no,
the
no,
sun?
I think from our perspective, size-wise, when you're looking
No,
at them.
also Burnie said that it's 1/400.
Could all the
sun.
all the
That's like
planets
to
really
scale.
fit between the Earth
Scale
and the moon?
from looking at it.
Okay. So
We
in the
talked about this in
sky,
the podcast.
they appear to be the same size. Is that what you're saying?
The sun looks 400 times bigger in the sky.
400 times bigger than what?
I'm starting to lose myself in this rabbit hole.
I
here.
thought you could fit 400 moons
Yeah.
into one sun.
Because you could fit 1,000,000 Earths in the sun.
You can fit all the planets in between the Earth and the moon.
Okay, what is,
Oh,
this?
look.
What is this shit?
Well, can't argue with that picture that somebody just.
Well, somebody obviously
Photoshopped
went out and
together.
pulled all the
Do
planets
not
and
try
did
this
it.
at home.
I have a question though. Does that
I don't
The
remember
sun's
that
diameter is
Does-
400 times larger.
that include Pluto?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's not mass; it's diameter.
Oh, yeah, that's a great question.
Does it include Pluto?
Probably not, but I think Pluto would be relatively insignificant in
Well,
that.
if it's
Yeah,
like fitting perfectly, it's
I
a
think-
tight squeeze.
Yeah.
Pluto has a
How much
moon
room-
that it's equal to in size or something like that. Like,
They're close to the point where their orbits are geosynchronous, so they're always rotating around each other.
so my theory about all this stuff, that's a lot of crazy fucking coincidences about one thing. And also, they can't explain how the moon was made. There's a lot of different
There's
theories.
a lot of theories. I like the one about the meteor hitting the Earth and then like
Or another
part of
planet
that
hitting the
mass,
Earth.
yeah,
Yeah.
breaking off because that's what makes it so big.
Right.
So why have you been
Yeah.
thinking about the moon so much?
I don't know, just all those things. I knew all these little facts about the moon because we talked about them periodically. But it's like when you line all those things up, that's a lot of astronomical improbabilities all in one.
I would say humans existing at all is a pretty huge mathematical.
Yeah, but that gets us on the
probability.
map. That gets us in this discussion.
Yeah.
But
if we
it
didn't,
makes
we wouldn't be talking about this dumb moon thing.
Wait, did you tweeted about the like people who believe in things like the moon affecting your behavior and stuff? Was that you who tweeted that?
No, there were some people who did that. I didn't do that recently.
Maybe
Isn't
it
that where
wasn't
the
you.
term lunacy comes from?
Yeah,
But
lunatics.
There was someone who was posting about how like they don't believe that the moon affects anything or anybody, and tidal
Definitely
waves
affects
and
the tide.
shit. No, just like I don't fucking know anything.
So I fell on a rabbit hole.
All I know
I
is
wore
that
the
I'm
right
a
shirt for
Cancer.
this podcast.
There's
today.
there's a whole conspiracy
I feel
theory
about
of a
as
hollow
smart as
moon.
Space Kid right now.
That the moon is a spaceship in orbit around Earth,
Okay.
and that it's what brought people here. Is that
And George
that's what it
Lucas
is.
knew, so when he wrote the line in Star Wars, "That's no moon, it's a space station."
Oh, that's a good point.
he was
It's all part of the
really
conspiracy.
trying to pull the veil.
Yeah. It's all code.
Yeah,
It's Da Vinci Code style.
They got to him.
get
Anyway,
Ron Howard on this.
so I started looking into it, and then I realized, listening to other people talk about how crazy it would be if the moon was artificially constructed, which is where I was going in my mind.
By
with
who?
this.
Well, because you said
I don't know by who.
By who?
I don't know by who.
He's trying to figure it out.
I don't know by who. But Jordan, I'm a writer by trade, and so I started thinking about
Don't believe
if
that.
you constructed this moon and you put it there as something, I don't know what, some kind of sign. It also is, as you learn more about the solar system, there could be things about the moon at our point in technology now that are also crazy astronomical in probabilities, but we just don't have the way to measure it yet. Like it took us, we could do the eclipse thing since we were basically starting as a civilization and realized we had eclipses. We could see it was the same size and try to figure that out. But measuring the distance of all the planets or the size of all the planets in the solar system
Takes longer to figure that out.
takes longer in terms of technology to figure that out. So there could be these crazy things about the moon that we don't know. Like it could emit some kind of energy that we can't read. Or
Like if you add up all the asteroids in the asteroid belt, it makes one moon.
like it's got exactly like 15 electrons.
The moon has a loner brother that hides behind it because it's shy. We've just never seen it.
'cause it's always
The
the same.
shy side of the
Yeah.
moon.
If you guys could go to the moon, would you
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
like go through all the like astronaut training and everything, and
If I have time, I guess.
Oh, do I have to do that? No.
have to do that? And
How long are we talking? We talking like 10 years of my life?
let's say 5 years.
Wow. Weekends? They're just like, what am I doing?
All
Gotta quit my
the
job?
holidays, weekends, everything.
Man,
5
I'd like
years.
to say yes, but
Nah.
yeah, I mean, I guess I had that option growing up. I could have been an astronaut,
Yeah.
not gone to the moon, but there could have been the idea that I could have gone to the moon. I didn't do it then, so
Well, now 5
No.
years seems like such a big chunk. Like that's a big chunk to lose.
I think 5 years seems a lot longer when you're younger because you have less perspective. Now 5 years,
I think because for me, time seems to be going so much faster now.
Yeah.
well, the
I feel
5 years
like-
will go by fast. Like if you had to do it, you know, oh, 5 years I can. But if you're a kid, you're like, that's a fucking death sentence.
Yeah.
5 years.
I'll
I've
be-
only been
I'll be
alive 8 years.
13.
Yeah.
Or inauguration day in 2017, you're like 4 years is a fucking eternity.
Good one, Gus.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I
getting
end up
political.
talking to people a lot about that when we talk. We just did this on the doc, but I tend to do it a lot in interviews as well. When we talk about how Rooster Teeth started, a lot of people are interested in, starting something like Rooster Teeth or starting a career in online entertainment. And I always have to point out the fact that, especially with the sudden rise of Red versus Blue, Rooster Teeth seems like an overnight success, but it took us 10 years to get to it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were all working on random stuff, like working on web pages, working on blogs, we were working on movies, videos. We were working on all that stuff for 10 years before we found something that hit, and in different groups of people.
RTA.
Like there were people that we worked with that didn't end up working on Red versus Blue, that we worked with on other projects, and they went off and did other stuff.
Things, yeah. You never know what it's going to be.
But yeah, and so but we explain that to a 17-year-old and say, I just want to figure out how to make it. You say, well, just keep with it. And maybe by the time you're 27, things will work out. Or they're like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This isn't good advice,
That's
but
kind of
that's
my-
how it worked out for us.
That was my perspective on college, where I was like, I have to wait 4 years of this to like do my job that I really want to do. Well,
Well, I always
I'll
feel
just try it.
it worked out for you though.
Yeah. Don't listen to my advice. Don't do what
College
I did.
recruiters hate this one trick.
Well, that's something that's always so
Quit.
so hard for us at conventions when we go to represent Ruby. A lot of people do ask the question of like, how do I get into voice acting? I honestly don't know. It
Yeah.
was such a like not unique or a very unique situation for anyone in voice acting that it's like I can't tell someone this story and they could like
Yeah,
then go do the same thing.
It's improbable. Kind of like how the moon is the same.
Kind of like how between stage 5 and stage 3 you can fit every employee.
You know what else is super improbable?
Probably not even.
I remind everyone that this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by
Honey.
Please don't.
Don't.
I did that and Jordan said PTSD.
Yeah, I get triggered whenever I hear that song because of that RTA I made. There was an RTX intro that
Down 4.
didn't it get like
It's not on YouTube anymore.
yeah, because it got copywritten by Kanye West.
Yeah, well,
His producer came after
What do we
us.
call it?
didn't
Was it
edit
called
the song
Bound
at all.
It was
for
called Bound for
Implicit?
Implicit.
Yeah, it's not in there anymore.
Yeah, I think it's on the website though.
So-
Don't watch it. You'll be scarred for life.
So are you guys not doing an intro for RTX?
We will.
You
Yeah,
will?
we're kicking around some ideas. We
We
also have
or Jordan will.
Jordan Battle
Battle,
will. Yeah. We're also kicking around ideas for RTA 350, I think, which we have some good ideas for, which I think I need to talk to you
Just
about.
do what the podcast did and have something that was recorded previously that you air as the 350th episode.
What RTA are you at now? Well, not you. What RTA are we at now?
I have no idea. We were discussing this the other day, and we decided we need to have a meeting about this.
What is your involvement with RTA at this point?
I guess if I
you
had a title, it would be
producer?
supervising
Producer,
director.
333.
I don't know if supervising director is a thing, but supervising producer, yeah, I think so.
Supervising
I don't
producer.
produce it. I give direction.
You say do this or do that?
I say here's where
Producers do that,
here's
though.
where maybe you can do. I also don't give them a lot of like. I kind of let them kind of do their own thing because RTA was like my thing for so long that like maybe it needed to be mixed up a little bit. So they kind of made their own style and jokes with it now.
I like how it's taking from different shows.
Yeah.
That's a really cool angle.
Yeah.
What qualifies someone as an executive producer?
If they don't do anything with the project.
What?
If they don't do
Oh,
anything.
okay.
They made the project but didn't work on it, basically. It was like not day to day, but they like basically financed the thing.
Yeah, they finance it, but have no
Financed.
involvement. But don't executive producers also have some sort of
I'll look it up here for you. Tell you exactly what it is.
say as to
Yeah,
like
of course.
final cuts and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Everyone who's listed has a say. You know
Well,
what
I
mean? So,
would consider that being involved in the production.
An EP is one of the top positions in the making of a commercial entertainment product. Depending on the medium, the executive producer may be concerned with management, accounting,
I like that Burnie
or
has
with
an
associated legal
executive producer
issues
credit
in
on
films.
every show
the
we make
executive
and has no
producer
idea what it is.
generally contributes to the film's budget and usually does not work on set, in contrast to most of the other producers.
That's true. You don't work on set.
Yeah, because you're listed as you and Matt, I think, are executive producer on everything.
They're on
Well,
camp.
yeah, everything that's produced by Rooster Teeth. It's funded by Rooster Teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So is it really you're funding it?
yes, sure. Sure.
No, the moon is.
Yeah. We should make a
An
show about your
executive
crazy
producer
man.
doesn't necessarily mean that they're taking the money out of their pocket either, and doing it, but they're finding the funding for it.
Finding the funding. Okay.
They're funding the production.
I asked because I think on the Always Open credits, I'm always listed as executive producer or one of the executive producers.
You know, that was the thing where people who
I don't know if that's accurate.
people.
Today we learned we have no idea what we do.
It's probably not, but I think that people saw executive producer as being like this, like, you know, people have such weird opinions of credits, and like for instance, director. Everybody
Go
always says
on.
they want to go up and they want to be the director of something, but it's not necessarily, you know, like on a film. Sometimes there are directors who do different things. There are directors who just work with actors, while the director of photography is the person who sets up the shots, sets up the lighting, and does all of that. So what you really see is the people associated is the direction of the film. Some of that's driven by the DP. You know,
Yeah, I
that's
think
a big part of it.
most people, when they think of a director, if they're not knowledgeable, they're actually thinking of the DP.
They're responsible for everything. Like they think the director does every single thing, and it's really
The
there
director
are
is
these
more
hard
in
lines.
charge of like putting it all together.
Overall vision.
Yeah. Overall vision and assemble.
Yeah, EP
Yeah.
showrunner's another way
Yeah,
to say
showrunner,
EP.
yeah.
Well, I'm
there
not
you go.
complaining.
Am I an
think
EP
it's
on this show?
Put that on your resume, Barbara.
We're executive
We're-
producers.
Yes. Capital. High five. Yeah, cheers.
But see, it doesn't really apply to like animation because I would consider myself closer to a showrunner for Camp than you, the executive producer. Not to say you don't do anything
That
at
is
all, Bernie
correct.
Burns. But yeah, because I'm in charge of overall vision and like start to finish, making sure it all stays in line, kind of stuff. Miles is in charge of wrangling the writers, Issa's in charge of wrangling the animators and making sure it's all on style and stuff like that. And then, you know, if I have any like directorial nitpicks, I go from there.
The
And then,
2D shows have just been killing
and then
it.
sound and all that, edit and all that stuff.
Did you tell Issa that we saw what we thought was her doppelganger a few weeks ago?
Oh my gosh, where were we when we saw that?
We were driving to
Probably
Home Slice, having our lunch.
Good for you guys.
Oh yeah, she was like walking down the street. or
Yeah,
something.
we were like,
It was
what's
on
Issa
South
doing on
Congress.
Congress?
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck's Issa doing here? And
looked-
she was like with a boy.
Playing hooky.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck is that?
Yeah, who's
So
Issa
is anybody
dating?
else in the fucking broadcast crew upset by the fact that Gus goes to Home Slice on his personal time, but he makes us eat the fucking East Side pies for?
There's a home slice down the
dinner?
street
We had
from
Home
Eastside
Slice
Pies
like
now.
last week.
Yeah, once they open a fucking restaurant up here. Yeah.
Nobody wants to go get it. Who wants to go spend a fucking hour and a half in traffic? Oh, they got warning. They've sent people.
Hour and a half. It's like 5 minutes
old
away
place.
The
now.
old one.
Go to the new
OG
one.
home
We're
slice.
talking about before that one was.
Go to the new one.
They bring
Right.
the new one.
Right. Let's go to the new one.
I mean, today Jordan wants pizza.
The new Home Slice is hollow.
I think I like Via 2 and 3 better than home
Resonates
slice.
like a bell.
Get out.
I think we've reached a tipping point.
You like Via 3 and 3? Oh, whoa.
I think
I
like
mean,
it better
Gus got
than-
mad at me because I ranked Via 3 and 3 second.
I think
Behind
I
what?
like Home
Home
slice.
slice.
So,
Home slice is number one unanimous.
was
I don't care what you have to say right
told by Joe Nicolosi that
now. Joe Nicola.
the best
please.
pizza in all. Joe Nicolosi, we went up to Seattle. We had a meeting with Microsoft. So this is the weirdest thing ever. Where, I think it's okay to say this, where 343 used to be was also where Bungie used to be. Now they're no longer in that location at all. And right next door to that was this original pancake house. Once Bungie moved out and went independent, 343 took over the building. Then years later, they moved out and they went to a new location. The pancake house closed, and I sent you, Gus, a picture of the closed pancake house
Yes.
on text. And I was very sad. Turns out they moved right next door to 343. They moved their
The
location.
new pancake house.
Do you think 343 had anything to do with that?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe they know. Maybe they're smart. They're like, look, we're going to lose our business here. All these developers that are eating pancakes.
Also,
till like
why
3
did
in the
you say
morning.
you didn't know if you could say that or not?
It's, anytime you talk about people's locations, it's just like,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. So what did he say about pizza?
So Joe, first of all, let me finish the story about the pancake house. Joe,
what were
or
we
it was on
talking
my
about?
Instagram story. I don't know if it automatically saved it. He got this apple Dutch thing. It was basically a gigantic apple pie. And goddamn, Joe Nicolosi ate probably 4/5 of it.
Wow.
This thing was massive. It was like apple pie filling on top of a crepe and omelet souffle underneath it. It was incredible. And he ate the whole thing. I don't know how he fucking survived. But he told me that the best pizza in Austin is New World Deli. Is that right? New World Deli?
No, Little Deli.
Little
Little Deli. That's
Yeah.
it.
Little Deli's really good.
Is it?
Little
Pizza at a
Deli's
place
good.
called Little Deli?
Yeah, it's kind of like top 5 for me, but
Yeah, I put it top 5.
yeah.
So fucking Joe Nicolosi is the person who convinced me to dress up like a Cyclops for
RVD.
last
For RVD.
week's
Spoiler, a little bit
episode.
spoiler there.
It's out now.
Well, it's out on, yeah.
It's been out.
I guess it's out on Rooster Teeth as
publicly.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's publicly out now. That's why I didn't mention it previously.
Hmm.
That was such a pain in the ass.
You look good though, man.
Yeah, you
the
look like
makeup
a
looked
convincing Cyclops.
It took an hour to make the mold for the prosthetic head.
I don't know how you didn't have a panic attack.
It was panic attack inducing. I'm not a claustrophobic person. It was very
I bet it was sweaty too.
Yes, it was.
Ugh.
So it took an hour to make that. Then it took 3 hours to apply all of that makeup. Then we filmed for 8 hours. And then
8 hours?
Then it took an hour to take the makeup off.
Oh my god.
Holy
Wait,
shit.
what? I guess like because it's all glued and
Yeah,
everything.
it's glued. I had to shave my chest. So I've been wanting to talk about this for a while.
What does it look like now?
It's pretty much grown back. It's almost back to normal.
Okay.
But
You got
I had to
both,
shave
both
my
hairs
chest.
are back.
And I had to text Miles about this because I had to complain to someone, and I didn't want to make Joe feel bad. Sorry, Joe, I'm telling this story now. But my nipples were so sore and itchy because as the hair was growing back, it was like at just the right length
Yeah.
to hit my nipples. So like I would like have to walk around like holding my nipples so that hair wouldn't hit them. It was fucking awful.
Gus, you're a big star. You should pay someone to hold your nipples for you.
So you were chafing?
I was chafing from the hair, rubbing up against my nipples. It's grown past that now, thankfully.
Is anyone here like a runner? Does anybody get like nipple chafing from running?
Oh.
Is that a real thing?
With a hose
It
slice. No, I never get that. I have had, when I was on the treadmill for a long period of time, I don't have a thigh gap, Barbara. I don't have that, and so I get a little bit of little rubbing in there. If I'd walk for like 20 miles,
Would it be the balls against the legs?
No,
No, it's just thigh on
I got
thigh,
this
right?
thing. Did I show you this thing before, Barb?
Go on.
My balls are going through the bottom of my pants.
What are you showing?
Why would you show me that?
What are you showing,
Wait,
Barb?
would you
What
ever
I showed
show
you?
me?
I showed it in my jeans. Like my jeans, I'll have a wear spot where my balls lay.
No, that wear spot is from where you scratch your balls, dude.
You think I'm scratching like this?
How the fuck are you wearing out? Your balls aren't wearing your jeans out from the outside.
It's probably
so
from all that
heavy.
man
No, there's
spreading.
a hole. It's through it. It's a hole.
It's probably from all the man
Maybe
spreading.
it's just
you do.
from walking,
let me
just
show
where your legs like rub against each other.
Here, guys, look at this.
Camera 6, get in position.
Whoa! Oh, Burnie! No, thank you.
Oh my god.
See that? It's
Oh, there's
Wait.
a hole.
No, that's totally you're
Oh, there
scratching.
is a hole.
fuck off. It's my scratching. What are
You're
you
scratching.
doing?
It's probably just your legs rubbing against
You
each
really
other.
think?
It's always on the same side though, and all my jeans in the same spot. I actually think it's fucking
Wait.
funny.
Is that where you're? Is that where
Do
you
you, are
hang?
both of your balls hanging on the right side?
Yeah, I think so. What's that?
Nothing.
Yeah,
But let me ask you a question. How much are you revealing something here? How much are you scratching your
I'm
balls?
not. I don't have a hole in my jeans.
Hey, maybe
over
like
here.
by the time you have a hole in your jeans, you buy new jeans.
Okay, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Put up a poll, Patrick. Put up a poll about which side of your pants do you get your ball hole.
Wait, maybe just do you get ball hole?
do you get it at all?
Just the basics.
Do you
first.
get ball hole? Yes or no? Any
And
women
then if
watching,
yes-
please do not vote because you're gonna throw it off.
Can we use the poll thing to do you wipe sitting down or standing up?
Oh, I
No.
would like to know that.
That would be good to know.
Let me read
Also,
this
do you
and
think
then
the
we
moon
put that
is
up. I don't want
natural or
so-
built by fucking alien civilization?
Let me read this, and then we can ask the question you were talking about. Remind everyone, this episode of Rooster Teeth podcast is also brought to you by Audible.
You know, you should check out
You got
with
it.
your free trial from Audible. Did you ever read Hannah Hart's book, Buffering?
I have it. I have not read it.
It is. It's like about her life. It's so much different than her first book that she wrote.
Yeah.
The second one, she wrote all about her life and growing up. Had no idea. Fucking fascinating. Really
She's a
fascinating.
Narrated
Very
by
interesting
Hannah
person.
Hart and Judy Young.
And Judy Young. Yep.
Yep, the length is 5 hours and 59 minutes. You can pick that up on Audible as well.
Excellent.
I will add that to my library.
Well, I have a flight to
Library?
LA coming
Say
up.
library
I
right
said
there?
library.
Did you?
I'm not a fucking monster.
Ooh.
All right. So what we're asking you about ball holes?
Okay, please.
Burnie,
only
I will
vote
say.
if-
I do have
They're
an
gonna say
old.
no.
I have an old pair of jeans that have a hole in the exact same spot.
There you go.
But it's not.
But
from your
they're
balls.
really old.
get
They're
ball
really
hole.
old, and I never suspected they were from my balls.
Why do you put our pictures on it? Now it's like you're making about us.
I mean,
Well, you might win
Do
now.
you get
More people
ball
might
hole
get-
like Burnie or no ball hole like Gus? Oh man, this one's
at
not
it.
even close.
I mean,
It's a lot closer than I
28% of
thought.
people are
No,
saying they do
statistically,
get ball
this-
holes.
I think 30% of people just like don't want Burnie to feel bad.
No, I just think statistically
I'm
this
one of them.
shows the probability of being well endowed. I think that's what
what it is.
This chart is showing. So all you little dick people, 72%. Congrats.
Or women.
Yeah, fuck the women. Get them the fuck out of here with women voting.
Man,
That's
That
going to
was-
become a soundbite.
Yeah,
fuck
don't
the
vote.
women.
Take away the women's vote, Patrick. Can you take away the women's right to vote on this? Because that throws everything off. Of course,
Just causing problems.
of course, you're gonna get ball hole.
Have you ever seen old like
We have Mother Nature's ball hole.
anti-suffrage brochures from like the
No,
20s?
I've never thought to look that up.
They are super weird because like their arguments are always like, why would we let women vote? They're just gonna vote for the same person as their husband.
What's
It's like those old like
an
1950s.
anti-suffrage movement brochure from the 1920s. Of like the logic of why women shouldn't be able to vote. And one of their arguments was they're just gonna vote for the same person as their husband. It's just 2 votes for the
Oh
same
man,
guy.
I'm looking some up. This is fucking nuts. I want to vote, but my wife won't let me.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I guess saying that like women would ultimately get the vote and then take the right away from men.
Oh my
really?
god.
Yeah. Wow.
Those are the brochures.
Yeah. These are some of the brochures.
Yeah, so it was like a informational packet about like the dangers of women voting.
Old advertisements and brochures are so fascinating to me. There was one I saw one time where it was about like women, like a pill or some food that women could eat to gain weight.
Gain weight.
And how like you'd be like super sexy. And
It's like during the Depression.
yeah.
So you wouldn't look like you were poor and emaciated.
Oh
Yeah.
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 and
It's
how
just different problems for
things
different
are
times.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
About- pills are about losing weight.
Oh, these are crazy. I never thought to look this up.
Any good ones?
Like,
No.
I don't
By,
even-
by
I don't
which
wanna-
I mean
don't-
awful.
You really-
I don't want to even read them. I don't
Yeah,
want to
don't.
say them out loud.
There's also one, I think one about like a chocolate or some snack called AIDS chocolate.
Oh man.
I remember that growing up, they had TV commercials. It was a little like it was like a little fudge cube that you would eat. And it was called AIDS. It's AYDS.
Yep.
And it was they had to obviously abandon the product name because in the 80s, nobody knew what AIDS was when it came out.
It's like anything named ISIS now.
And then they called it AIDS, and then it was like ISIS. Yeah. What was ISIS? Was in Archer, right?
Yes.
Isn't it just a name?
ISIS was the name of the spy agency that Archer worked for in the first few seasons, and then ISIS became a thing, and they're like,
shit.
"Oh shit! I guess we better change the name."
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I think it was like the first 3 seasons.
that's
or something.
AIDS. Yeah, and the commercials now were like,
It works.
There's AIDS.
it's like I had so much trouble losing weight until I got AIDS.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
what-
unintentionally, historically, has become this like
Yeah.
super offensive thing.
I got
I think
AIDS
we can
and
end
now
the
I feel
poll. I think we
great.
know where it lies.
What's that? Lies on the right makes a hole. That's where
A
it
lot
lies.
more people get ball hole. I think a lot of people are lying.
No, I don't think they are. I think it's a thing. Like, I know because there was somebody else.
A third of dudes get ball hole.
I don't want to call anybody out on it. It's not a third. It's a third of people.
All
So
right.
it's probably half the dudes.
I
don't know what
acknowledge
the math on that
that
is,
I have
but-
a similar hole in an old pair of my pants. I do not think it's from my balls, though.
do you
I am
think it's
not
from?
that dumb. Just like moving.
Are you sure it's not you?
Man
Your
spreading.
dick is hanging there, and your legs are walking, and like probably like rubbing
It's
your pants
it's-
together, and
It's like, but that's
Like
the
fire.
okay,
Okay,
You know what? I'll keep track of it next time.
traction.
I'll let you guys know.
more and more traction. It's just gonna like open up one day.
When are
Like-
we
like
starting
when
a
you
new
start
show
a
about the
fire.
moon? You want to work on a new show, Bernie?
I've been waiting to fucking talk to Gavin about the moon, but he's not coming back.
What if you put a pair of jeans on the moon?
What if you put the moon in a pair of jeans, put it on the right side?
Yeah.
Then you would see.
How many balls would fit between the moon and the Earth?
I would say I think we've reached a tipping point. We were talking earlier about like people getting started in entertainment. I'm noticing a trend, and it's really starting to upset me, and I think it's going to be a continuing trend.
Uh-oh.
I noticed
Bernie's
it recently with my friends who have Instagram businesses have suddenly started to complain that Instagram is starting to affect the way that they reach their users.
Yeah, haven't
The-
people been saying they've been getting less and less?
Yeah, they're getting less and less, and in some cases, like they're one of them was talking about how her now follower count is starting to go down, starting to go backwards, which is not something you don't really associate is happening. But then there was also this video. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was about a guy who had spent the last 3 years of his life doing nothing but Twitch streaming
Yeah.
to try to make it, and it was just like he was just like, it's not going to happen.
It's so depressing.
It's very
Yeah.
depressing, but it's like.
He talks about how much like his like work life and personal life took a hit. And, like,
Relationship.
Just he lost
Yeah,
all of his
yeah.
friends, lost his girlfriend,
just kind of pushed everyone away, working towards a goal that never came true.
and it was all about he was just like it's one of the frustrating things about an industry like entertainment where there's so many variables. Like Barbara, you're saying about the getting into voice acting. It's like you wouldn't be able to tell someone how to do it.
Yeah.
When I was starting out, I would read biographies by filmmakers. You know, I'd read whatever Kevin Smith's interviews were, or I read Robert Rodriguez's Rebel Without a Crew, talking about how he made El Mariachi. But I quickly discovered that in all of those stories, there's some stuff that you can replicate and a formula you can follow. But at some point in everyone's career, there's this weird X factor of something that happened that you're never going to be able to replicate. In Kevin Smith's case, one guy went to a screening, like a midnight screening of Clerks, and was sitting in the audience, and he was just the right guy who was like, "Oh shit, this is hilarious." It's like 5 other people in the theater or something. He's like, "I'll buy this movie for Miramax," and it became this huge global phenomenon and launched his career.
Yeah.
Isn't it also with Bill
the
Gates?
X Factor.
Wasn't like Bill Gates' mom or something like one of the people in charge of IBM?
I didn't know that. Was this true?
Yeah, there was something that like people talk about Bill Gates like looking out essentially, and it's because his mom. I think it was his mom who worked for IBM.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, there's something in the Bill Gates autobiography that I read that affected. I think about it all the time with my kids, and he talked about you had to buy time on a computer back then, and his parents bought him time on a computer, and he liked it so much because it was something he could do that adults could do. And kids don't often get an opportunity to do that. They're locked out of so much stuff. And so that's what really spurred his interest in technology and science. And so I always think about that with my kids. It's like, try to give them as many like chances to try stuff as they want.
Broaden the
as they can.
horizons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unknown. You don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
But I'm telling you, man,
We went
I think there's going to be a whole generation of people who we're going to start to see this more and more of people who just like, it's not sustainable.
Well,
The
we
growth
went through.
of online video is not sustainable for otherwise everyone will be or just like average out to where everybody has a channel that's like 100 subscribers.
Yeah,
Well,
you know,
I
it's
think
like
people-
it's like so diluted that like success almost has a different meaning,
It's also-
or it's
yeah.
like and you can be quality, produce quality content or be a quality streamer or entertainer or something, but like it's about breaking through all the other noise and being
how do you stand
high
out?
quality
And
exactly.
luck. A lot of it is luck.
Yeah,
And it's also hard, especially because the people you watch, obviously, if a lot of people are watching them, they've become successful. So you get the idea that, oh, this could be emulated and you could become that successful.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, 90% luck.
yeah. Whenever like there's a person who made it big, talking about like, oh, just follow your dreams. Well, that's horrible advice because everyone who wants to do it is going to follow their dreams. It's whether or not they're successful.
Yeah, it's like, I forget who tells the
there's
story.
another thing. It's not just following your dreams. It's being persistent, following your dreams, and then you need that X factor Burnie was talking about.
Yeah, there's someone who I see like they put images of it all the time. But someone's like on a late night talk show. They always say like, if you ask someone who wins the lottery, what should you do with your life? It's like put all your money in lottery tickets. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked for them.
It worked for that
Exactly.
person.
Yeah.
Well, and Barb, you say luck, but I'm a big believer that luck is where preparation meets opportunity.
A
Yeah.
combination.
I
Like, you can-
always think you make your own luck.
Yeah. Well, you have to prepare, but you also have to recognize too, and especially as it gets more and more crowded too, you could do a lot of preparation that never then get that opportunity. But in the act of preparation, if you're doing something that's artistic, you're getting better at what you're doing all the time. Not Jordan with drawing.
No, not at all.
specifically,
No.
but,
But
other things. Yeah.
Directing animation, kind of okay.
Kind of okay.
These are by the way, if I may, these are some of my favorite I told you so moments that I get to have at Rooster Teeth. Because I remember very specifically talking to Jordan about it. You were like on episode 150 of RTA probably at that point. I was like, you can basically the same conversation I had with Monty. It's like, look, you can animate this thing until it runs its course. Who knows how long that could be? I mean, you could be like another 20 years, but you know,
God.
you should be directing stuff. And you should be directing other animation projects, and not necessarily something where it's just you working on it by yourself.
And you should be able to take a vacation.
No, let's not go crazy.
Oh,
Vacation. What are you gonna do on vacation?
I don't know.
When's the last time you
I
went?
used to say it all the time, but I would always get worried that Jordan would get sick.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
was animating RTAs week to week.
Yeah, week to week. I could never get ahead.
Oh, yeah.
There
I
was-
remember that.
There was never a cue. I was
There
like,
was,
Jordan,
there was
get
one time.
ahead.
There was one time I freaked
You were his
out.
boss, too, for a long time.
There was one time I got freaked out. It was when I was still living in California. I got a kidney stone and had to go to the hospital.
Did you get a kidney stone?
I've had 2 kidney stones.
What's that like?
It hurts a lot. Oh no, I've
just
had
have to drink more
I've had
water?
3 kidney stones.
Cranberry juice.
After the first one, they said that there were more in there, and like since then,
You're
like,
like a
every
piñata.
year and a half, like one passes, and everyone thinks it's like the actual passing of like peeing out the kidney stone. That
Yeah,
hurts.
right.
It's going from the kidney to the bladder because the tube is a really thin tube that can handle liquid.
I believe it's the ureter.
the ureter. Very good. You dropped out of medical school, didn't you?
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a reader, you should go to Audible.
And then, oh, God. So yeah, anything bigger than like a couple millimeters is going to be really painful. So really, it all starts with a big pain in your back, and that's the passing that hurts.
Also-
and then you just pee it out. You don't even notice it.
If you want to,
Unless it's really big.
If you want to have a horrible thing to show on screen, you can just look up kidney stones.
No.
Because
Ooh,
No,
man,
no.
They're
man, if
basically-
it's got burrs on it,
yeah, they're
oh,
basically
brother,
just mineral
forget
deposits
about it.
that your body makes, but they're still mineral deposits. So they end up looking, they're like fucking geodes,
Yeah.
Gus.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah.
like that crystallized, just like
Did you save any of
jab-
them? Did you like pee out of a mesh?
They give you a strainer
go like, ding, ding.
after you go to the hospital to pee into. I never got it though.
Were they
Did
just
you ever
too
see? You never saw
small?
your thing?
I think they're either too small or like I was out and like and used a public restroom and it happened there. So yeah. It had
Those are
become
just rocks.
That's
It had
not
become-
kidney
That
stone.
doesn't look like kidney stones.
That's
That looks like
just
pebbles.
rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That could be what they look like. I've never seen
Very
one.
close up.
I know they hurt. That's about it. Maggie had really bad kidney stones.
What are you guys doing over there? You guys work hand in hand.
back in like 636. This was before Maggie and I worked together.
You guys
she was
drink
working
coffee
on
now?
I
Ruby.
think she was just drinking too much Red Bull.
She did not drink enough water.
Really? Is it Red Bull?
And
mean,
then,
is it
like,
one of
Just
the-
not drinking enough water.
hers were
is
so
a
bad she
bad
needed
thing.
surgery for them.
Ooh.
Like, and they can do the thing with
ultrasonic
sound,
waves?
yeah, the ultrasonic sounds to like break them up and make them smaller. But then you're just passing a bunch of small kidney stones. So yeah, and then there are the ones that have like burrs on them that like as they pass through, they're pointy, so they're like tearing up your.
Look at that.
That would be a huge one that would
That's a
cause
big
immense
ass
pain.
That's a
You
huge
would
nightmare.
probably.
Imagine that coming out of your dick.
Yeah, that would hurt coming out of the dick too.
Or-
I don't think mine were that big.
You're
I hope I never
My
get one of
dick is
those. They say it's the worst pain that a man can suffer.
It was pretty painful.
what about like
I think
your
mine were
appendix
pretty small.
bursting?
Well, I think it gets stabbed. Probably that would probably be pretty bad too.
You mean just like
Yeah, but like apparently
Get
it's just
stabbed in the
it's
kidney.
agony, and there's almost like nothing you can do about it. You just
Yeah.
have to sit there and wait for it to be over.
Yep.
And
It's
how
just
long?
like-
how long is that little like journey?
It takes about 25 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like you're not there for like 14 hours. Or
No.
anything like that.
But I mean,
But then it's in your bladder,
It
and then it has to
starts-
pass them from there. And if it's big enough, that's going to be a whole nother problem.
Get a piss really hard.
oh,
What they give
It
you?
just- it
They
seems
give
like
you
it hurts
Flomax,
so
so
much.
it dilates your urethra, so it's easier
Go
to
ahead.
pee
What's
out.
this?
So after it's passed from the kidney to the bladder, that they can give you Flomax, which dilates your urethra, so you pee.
That's a thing.
I always wondered what the actual medical use for that medicine would
Yeah.
be.
What are you
Okay.
taking it recreationally? What are you doing?
No, like
with
I've seen ads for it.
maybe
I've
you
seen
want
ads for it. I think like who the fuck would take that?
I think it's for people who have like the Hank Hill narrow urethra going on.
Well, it is one of those things like as I get older, I start to pay attention to people that are older than me. There's a point at which you learn to like listen to people that are older. It's usually about 30, 35, somewhere in there. You start to say like, all right,
I always listen to my elders.
did you? Bullshit.
I'm listening real hard nowadays.
But the thing that worries me is I always hear about old guys talking about not being able to take a pee.
Yeah.
Like they can't take a real pee, and it's just like they hate it. And I'm just thinking, what does that mean? I don't even know what it means. Like, I
Yeah.
can't imagine what that's like.
Like
You
the
know.
feeling of having to pee and nothing coming out.
Right.
And just always having that feeling.
But what causes that?
Prostate.
Just yeah, I think the prostate blocks. Is that what it is? It gets larger and blocks it. Let's get rid of that thing. Get it out of there. Get it out of there.
Can you have like an elective surgery? Have it removed?
Yeah. You're going to get cancer there eventually. You might as well just get rid of it.
I had
Unless you need it for something.
I had a procedure done about a month and a half ago
Oh my gosh.
where
got your
they had
prostate
to close. They had to shave off a layer of my cervix because it had abnormal cells on it that could become cancerous if left untreated for a number of years. But just before I was going to go in, I was like, oh, I should probably go to the bathroom. So I went to pee. And then I went back into the waiting room, and they took me in. And they're like, okay, we're just going to need a urine sample. And I'm like,
yeah.
I literally just peed. And she's like, oh, just whatever you could get. It's fine. So I went into the bathroom, and I was like pushing on my bladder, trying to get like just some drops out there.
Were you jumping up and down?
A little bit. I was like squeezing.
Drinking water out of the
Do you think they
sink.
would have warned you ahead of time?
I know. Well, I was just like, nobody told me I had to
Yeah.
take a urine sample.
I also read a weird stat about peeing. Where
On the moon.
It's speculated the moon is filled with urine.
Oh, so
And
it's
that's
I've
not
why
always
it rings
wondered,
like a bell,
yeah. That's why.
ding dong.
Never mind.
That's why it can affect the tides. It's all water.
Oh, it's all coming together.
Most, this is from livescience.com. We may have talked about this before. Most mammals take 21 seconds to pee,
Oh, I read that.
no matter what size they are.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to ask a dumb question, say including humans.
Yeah, including humans. Most mammals. I'm sure there's some mammals that don't.
I can get it done in 19.
An elephant's bladder can hold nearly 5 gallons of fluid, and yet it can pee just as quickly as a cat.
21
Probably
seconds
because-
is a long time.
Probably because they're paying at vastly different rates.
Yeah, put a cat dick on an elephant and see how long it takes to finish.
Oh boy.
I feel like I pee like 10 seconds max.
Time it next time. Get a little click.
Yeah.
There are
Maybe I
pees
just-
I've taken where like it's felt like it's taken like 3 minutes.
The ones
it's
where you
just like-
really have to pee.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, I'm still standing here. I feel like I would be done by now.
Patrick's telling me the world record. I want to know how they confirm this. The world record for the longest pee is 508 seconds.
508 seconds. It's almost 10 minutes.
Yeah, just under
8 minutes?
9 minutes.
How do you know that
20
conversion off the
seconds?
top of your
That
head?
just must be a really
I just went to 600.
slow, like
Super
they
easy.
probably just let it dribble for a while.
You're so smart.
Am I?
Your bladder can't hold that much pee, could it?
I don't know.
Physically?
It couldn't? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, no?
So, did you guys
What's
hear?
the fullest you think your bladder's ever been, like capacity wise?
Maybe.
You could fit
This big?
Jupiter.
Percentage.
Well, I mean, at what percent do you feel the need to urinate?
That's a great question.
Because I don't know anything about the human body.
Well, I've pissed myself, so I've definitely hit 100% before. Does that count?
Where like you just could, like your body was just like, I don't care
It's
about
out.
waiting.
Yeah, there's no more capacity.
I'm in charge now.
Has it ever happened to you guys where it only happens to me when I drink a whole cup of coffee and then a few glasses of water, where I have to pee every 5 minutes.
Oh, it's like the caffeine in the coffee makes your bladder like get overactive.
But Gavin has to poop every time he drinks coffee.
Me too.
I don't know if you know
me too.
Still, I don't
I know.
get it.
I drink a
Like,
cup of coffee every day to get the old gears
the
turning.
juice
I
is
feel like
low.
if I order a cup of coffee and I'm holding it and I smell it, it's like, oh, here we go. Like I'm already like getting ready to go.
Coffee doesn't make me poop at all, ever. I wish it did.
That's the only reason I drink coffee. One cup in the morning.
Not for energy.
I
just
also
for
just to
like
poop.
I can hold it forever. Like
poop.
Poop
everything. I can hold
Poop?
anything.
forever.
Well,
not-
You
I
never
don't think you
needed
could.
to pee so bad that it was like hurting.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes, yeah. But it's like if it's like I be in a situation like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. It's like, oh, I can't go to the bathroom. It's like, I'll go later. Like an hour later, I'll go.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
There was one time I was on.
But I do have that thing when I'm trying to get home and I have to go to the bathroom, and somehow you get within like 100 yards of your house,
You
and
piss your pants.
all of a sudden your body's like, I can't make it.
You better hurry.
Yeah.
Also, my
And then you can be like 20 miles, Jordan. You get within 100 yards of the house, and your body's like,
All
this
of a
is it.
sudden, I gotta
this is
pee.
it.
it knows. It's
knows.
like when you travel and you have trouble pooping, and then the second you get home and your butt touches your own toilet seat, and it's like the best poop of your life.
It's like
your
that.
ass
It's
knows.
like that gif
Home
of
field
Elmo
poop?
on the toilet.
Yep,
Home field poop.
that's me after any trip.
Yeah, whenever I go somewhere new with like a different bathroom, like my body like shuts down. It's like, no, I'm not pooping.
Yeah.
This is unusual space.
Like
I
I'm
feel
on a
unsafe.
plane for sometimes 5 or 6 hours. Going to Seattle is about a 4.5 hour flight, right?
Yeah.
5 hours.
Bragging about going
Yeah.
to Seattle all the time.
Bragging about.
Twice in one podcast.
Wow. Seattle. I went to Seattle. It's great.
Did
I
you?
went to Kirkland.
But,
And,
you're on the-
but I don't have to ever go to the bathroom on planes. I very
Speak-
rarely have to go.
Speaking of planes, did you see that headline?
Here we
It's
go.
my favorite headline. It was from earlier, from late last week. Smelly airline passenger forces emergency landing
I
as,
love these stories.
as fellow travelers vomit and faint.
Wow. What was
How
wrong with
stinky is that person?
It was what was this? It's a Dutch Airlines called Transavia, and it was going from
Sounds like a smelly airline.
Pennsylvania.
it was going to Amsterdam from the Spanish island of Gran Canaria. Before it got there,
diarrhea.
passengers began to
Whoa.
gag and became violently ill.
Do you think in a pressurized cabin it's harder for things to smell that bad?
I think probably
You would think
easier.
so.
'Cause I
and
feel like
there
if it was like humid and like full of more air and less pressure.
Well, they say that like that's why they over season food on a plane. It's because you can't smell it as well.
Yeah.
So the
Is that
taste
true?
wouldn't be as
They
good.
do it-
Yeah.
Now I want to take airplane.
I heard it was because something happens to your
off
taste
the
buds
plane.
because of the
Yeah,
pressure.
and see what does the airplane food taste like off the plane?
Yeah. So there's a
like
passenger who his name's Piet van Hout. I guess he's Dutch.
He's definitely Dutch.
He has a quote here where he said, "I heard someone say that the stench was worse than that of a corpse that had been decomposing for a month."
Okay, how the fuck do they know what that smells like? Go to fucking Pierce Van Hoot's house, see what he's up
I want
to.
to know like what made this guy smell that way.
Yeah.
Were
Is there
you-
any information on the smelly person?
No, it's the
You were told
from the moment this is also from Mr. Van Hout. From the moment he stepped into the aisle, people began to scream and dived into their bags looking for handkerchiefs to keep in front of them. Cabin crews tried in vain to cover the stench with perfume, but nothing could mask it. The crew eventually moved the man to sit in the toilet at the back of the plane to try to protect passengers from the smell. However, that wasn't enough, and they had to make an emergency landing in Portugal.
why? What's up with this
How
guy?
does someone smell that bad?
If the way he's describing it makes it sound like he had some kind of like gangrenous wound or something like that. That's the way it's being described.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
or like took a bath in a sewage like
But that's
Pool.
Or maybe that.
This is the same airline. A couple months ago, we also talked about this airline, Transavia. It's the airline where there was a fight on the plane because someone wouldn't stop farting.
I got a problem with
is it
smells on that
smell?
plane. Maybe they said bad ventilation on their plane.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
That seems like a great like joke for Jeremy farts in Camp Camp.
fart.
One time I had to evacuate a whole plane.
I forgot to clean under my fingernails.
By the way, I can't tell you how happy that Patrick must be to have you back on the podcast because it's always the same fucking thing when you're gone and I've got to do the ad reads. They go over the ad reads with me. I'm like, I got it. And they're like, don't forget, you got to say at the top of the show the things like, got it. As soon as we start rolling, don't do any of it.
Forget.
And last week was even worse because I was supposed to promo Murder Room, which aired
we
last
should
week.
talk about that. Yeah.
And we had a clip for it and everything. So I was supposed to talk about it at the beginning of the show and then show it at the end of the show. Didn't do either one of those things.
None of it.
Did they show
None of
the
it
clip?
Did not, I had to go back and record a special intro after the show to say, we're about to watch this. And then we just played it before the show.
So you did show a clip.
Yeah, but I mean, it was,
But after the fact.
but not on the live
not the way it
broadcast.
was.
Yeah, not on the live broadcast.
That was a
we
really
were on
fun
Murderer.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that people liked it so much because I had a lot of fun.
I really like the
being on that
concept
show.
of it. It sounds
We
cool.
had a big meeting about Pilot Week today. We went over lots of different stuff.
Do we know when we're going to have more information?
No, but we talked specifically about how to do the information. Should we do it in like pieces, or should we do? I said let's just do it all at once because everything was all in Pilot Week,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about. It's obviously big decisions to be made, and we're processing everything, but figure out like what shows we're going to move forward with. So if there's a show that you liked from, keep saying Pilot Week, Pilot Month.
A month.
If there's a show that you liked from Pilot Month, then you should definitely do your best to support it now because we're trying to decide what we're going to make next.
Yeah, I think when we did the episode of Murder Room, we never explained what we had on our clipboard, right?
Yeah, because I think if that show, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if that show gets picked up, we're planning to do a post show where I think we explain our theories behind everything and why we went a certain way. Because you picked, I don't want to spoil anything, you picked
I picked someone.
as the killer right off the bat, and we never really got to your reasoning.
So what's on the clipboard is it's just the timeline of events,
Yeah.
which we go over in the episode. It's just so we don't have to constantly ask, where was this person at this time? It's just the timeline that we go over. That's presented to everyone else.
Yeah.
There's no like extra information on it or anything crazy.
I loved that show because I'm a sucker for true crime stuff. Like I just watched Evil Genius on Netflix.
really good.
I loved Making a Murderer, The Jinx.
Man, I saw a trailer for that and was like, I have to watch this, but it's like midnight and I can't get into this.
It's
right now.
only
It's only 4 parts and they're
yeah.
only
is
like
it?
45 minutes
What are you
each.
talking about?
So
Evil
Man, I
Genius?
should have
Evil
watched
Genius?
it.
Reading chat. Oh,
Yeah, it's very short. So getting to do a show where, I mean, it's not
yeah,
a
Jordan.
true
Yeah.
crime technically, but it acts as if it is, and I love that kind of stuff. Sleuthing.
It's a funny sidebar over here. I've always wondered what that kind of thing sounds like to audio listeners.
Yeah, right.
I'm looking at the chat, and then Barbara went on to explain what she was talking about, and then Jordan goes, "Are they saying how funny I am?" I go, "Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying over here." And he goes, "Oh, okay." It was this moment where he's like, "Thanks."
Thanks, Bernie.
Just
I know
Jordan's
you're
office.
telling the truth.
No, they're talking about the shows they want to see. They want to, they want to see a lot of different votes. We had overall, we had Achievement Hunter, we had Branded, we had MDB Animated, we had Gork's Quest, and then we had Murder Room as well. Murder Room, man, Murder Room is one of those shows. It's like, Patrick, how many names did we go over for Murder Room? 1,000? 30 or 40. It's 30 or 40.
How
yeah.
many of them were from me? I sent Patrick and Evan just like a list. Most of them were puns.
Why don't we call it the lab?
Yeah, nobody's using that.
I reach a point in every email thread where I'm completely unhelpful because every single show we're trying to title or documentaries also seem to be a big focus for what are we going to title them. Is at some point I just start suggesting stuff like for the last doc, they were trying to figure out, do we call it this? Or do we call it this? Or how about this name? This name sounds better. I was like, just call it Black Panther 2. That's it. People
It'll do
call it
great.
Black Panther 2 and people will watch it. And then they'll be pleasantly surprised it's a documentary about
Or just call
Coasters.
it Black Panther died at the end of Infinity War.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay.
Did he though?
No.
Question mark.
I don't know. There was a weird a thing of like a tidbit released about end of Infinity War. Spoiler about talk about the end of Infinity War if you somehow have avoided
That was
this.
like the month before last.
Also, it's been a meme. Like,
Yeah.
right? People know what this
I
is.
still don't know. I don't know. Okay, you go for it.
Anyway, there's a
Bernie,
character
I don't
at the end
feel
of the-
so good.
There's a character at the end of the at the end of the movie who expresses concern, and nobody else seems to express concern. And this one character who's big part of the meme, the "I don't feel so good" meme. The director confirmed it's because of his abilities that he could sense it coming. Yeah. So that's
makes
a
sense.
spoiler free.
Yeah, 'cause everyone else just-
with his spidey senses.
That's it.
It's
Jordan.
been long enough. Fuck this.
Maybe with his iron senses. I'm just trying to throw the audience.
He had a clear vision of it.
Black Widow.
Man, so nobody is seeing Solo in the theater, apparently.
I saw it.
Fucking hell, it was a good movie.
It was cute. It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was a lot of fun.
I think so, I agree.
Heavy-handed with the like origin of like how he got every little thing, but hey, cool.
I did
Spoiler
not. I
alert,
did
it's
not.
the best prequel. It is the best prequel movie. It's better than Rogue One, and it's better than any of
I
those
thought,
three.
I thought Rogue One was
Rogue
better
One's
than
better.
Solo.
What?
I thought Rogue One was better than Solo.
I was talking about this earlier today. If Rogue One would be really good if it didn't have that one fucking scene in the middle with Darth Vader on Mustafar making dad jokes.
Yeah.
Because then if he just shows up at the end, fucking like killing everyone
Dude,
in the
that's
hallway,
the best Darth Vader scene ever.
that was the best scene in any Star Wars movies.
I'm not saying Rogue One is bad. Rogue One is way better than those prequels.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I like Solo better than Rogue One.
I did not like how they handled his name.
Yeah,
I really liked that.
I thought it was like super cheesy and over the
it's
top.
like a little-
So like
Well, it
Ellis
is because-
Island.
It is because you know his name.
Kind of like
I don't know. It was like I felt like the person who was typing it should have looked dead into camera and like winked. It was like
it was a little
ham-handed.
Little in the delivery. Yeah,
I like that
But
stuff.
like, what if he came up with like another like simile for or a
Han
synonym?
Alone.
yeah. Han all alone. Han has no one.
maybe it was the delivery or the
On
performance.
job.
Han forever alone.
Han the job.
But I like the introduction of all the things in Han Solo's life, and they covered everything I wanted them to cover.
But they also added some stuff. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I thought the movie was fine. Everyone should go watch it.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I thought they threw some stuff in that they did unnecessarily.
Name
Like,
one.
No one's gonna see it. Is it okay if I give like a spoiler?
I mean,
Is
just
it unnecessarily
came out.
through something? Oh, you were talking about like a person. I wouldn't.
Yeah, like
wouldn't-
that
I wouldn't-
part. It was like,
I wouldn't tell a big spoiler. People.
Someone literally just ran away from the bride.
I think we can
that
talk
part is
about
like-
this after the podcast.
There is
because,
definitely some
I have-
spoilers you can
it
tell.
was like
about Hans.
that hasn't been referenced ever again.
Yeah, I have.
What was the point of
I have some
that?
theories about that.
Okay,
I think they're setting up a sequel.
Definitely,
there's
110%.
5 of them.
There's 5 Solo
five.
sequels.
Like, we know what happened.
Solo 2, not so solo
What's it gonna
anymore.
fucking do to their
So high.
plans for making a Star Wars movie every like 5.5 months now, or whatever the fuck they're doing? Every couple of months they're announcing they're gonna make another. Like John Favreau's gonna make a couple. This
he's
guy's
making-
gonna
he's
make
making the
Johnson's
TV
making
series, isn't he?
3.
yeah, they're making everything right. They're just like every
They got to make that $4 billion back somehow.
fuck. Marvel's made that back now. The
I'm
$4
gonna
billion?
make moon
Oh, yeah,
wars.
Star Wars
that
is
was
separate
Marvel.
now.
Yeah,
Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilm.
I'll make millions.
They made it back with
Millions.
Force Awakens and Last Jedi.
Did you see what was the
Did
what
they?
was
4
the,
billion?
Did you guys see the Wreck-It Ralph 2 official trailer?
Yeah,
That looks like just a big ad for Disney. The whole
yeah.
thing.
They had like that scene where like the X-wings are flying through, and then like Iron Man comes by.
Yeah, and the stormtroopers, and then they're going through
They're
like
at a Disney park
theme
with the Disney
It sounds like Ready
princesses.
Player
Yeah.
One.
It's working for me. Makes me want to see it.
Yeah, I mean it's
I
Wreck-It
don't
Ralph,
like-
so I'll
I
go
don't
see
like
it.
the
But I was
name.
just like, it's also
Ralph
it goes
breaks
to the
the
internet,
internet.
but then they don't go to
Yeah,
the
I don't like
internet.
that.
They go to
Disney?
Like they go to the Disney website.
Disney owns the internet. Don't you know that?
Did they ask their parents before going online?
No, they're above 13.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
What about Incredibles 2? You excited for that?
I feel like I haven't seen much promotion
the
for that. And
first
that's
thing-
like
Is that
this
coming up this month?
I think it's next weekend.
Hell yeah.
I think the first.
I mean,
Incredibles was a
everybody
little
knows they're
overrated.
going to go see it anyway, so.
I think the first Incredibles is a little overrated
What?
No,
for
it's
a
great.
Pixar movie.
That was a
What's your
genuine
What's
response.
your favorite Pixar movie?
Wally.
Well, let's listen.
Really? First half of Wall-E, the whole
Wally's not
thing.
My favorite.
Definitely the first half, and then it comes back at the end. I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Let's go through Pixar movies.
Up,
There's
dude.
Oh, Cars 2.
Up,
I forgot to say it cannot be a Cars
Wall-E.
film.
Cars 2.
Up, Wally, Incredibles,
Toy Story.
Toy
All the Toy
Story 1,
Stories.
2, and 3.
Monsters Inc.
Inside Out. Inside Out was
Inside Out was
Was-
great.
kind of a
Inside Out
return
was
to
good?
form for Pixar for me. Because they had made a couple of duds with like Cars 2 and then the dinosaur
Honestly,
movie and stuff.
the-
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
one.
a lot of people forget about the good
Oh,
dinosaur.
can we get that up on the screen?
Dude, I don't know how.
You got some shorts in there. We're not gonna.
Although the
Finding
Pixar
Nemo.
shorts are some of the greatest.
Piper, great short.
Oh, so cute.
I know.
One of those says Burnie?
Yeah, Burnie. It's one of the robots.
Oh, Finding Nemo, of course.
From Burnie is one of the robots. I know of this because Burnie. It's
thought-
one of the robots from Wall-E, and they did a separate feature about Burnie.
Bernie.
A separate short, I should say.
That's
I
cute.
think
you
Toy
in it?
Story, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 is the best trilogy in the world.
They're making a 4 too.
Yeah.
Are they? I
Yeah.
It comes out next year, I think.
don't know how I feel
What's-
about that. I
what's
felt
the
like
word
the story
for-
was
What's the word
complete.
for a 4-part story?
A
I
quadrilogy.
feel like,
There's a spider.
Jordan, since you work in our animation department,
It's a pretty big spider.
you can talk
Yeah, it
about
is.
this a little bit.
Hey, what's
It's like
up?
Black
Toy
Widow.
Story came out
Shut up.
Uh-huh.
95?
96.
96 somewhere there?
-ish?
Obviously.
Whoa.
Piper, it's on you now.
You flicked it
Onto the wall.
onto the wall and it like rotated itself and landed correctly.
He's just like, guess I'm walking over here now.
Thank you for noticing that, because I probably would have cried if it went into my hair.
Anyway, what are you talking about?
So when they make like a Toy Story, right? The visual fidelity
Coco was really
of
good. I just watched that.
3D animation back when they made Toy Story is obviously not what it is today. Technology advances.
No way. Some of that stuff does not hold up well.
It doesn't hold up well, but also I feel like it limits what they can do. Like I feel like if they made Toy Story today, it wouldn't have that overall aesthetic like into Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. I think once they kind of establish the look and feel of the movie, they can only
kind of like
they can only progress it so much.
So much of the art direction, so to speak. Yeah.
Like you look at Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph looks just like Wreck-It Ralph did.
Yeah,
I think with Toy Story, it's like you have your iconic characters, right? The toys. I think what they improve is like shaders and shadow and like all the other stuff.
I'm saying they can only do so much of that. Like if they
otherwise it looks too vastly different.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And like their limit to like the color palette as well, because they can't use like so many rich, more lifelike colors and filters and post effects and stuff like that, compositing. So yeah, I can see it's almost like how we need to, because Ruby kind of follows that same path where like Ruby Volume 1 was kind of very bare bones as far as like the comp and stuff. There's almost no comp on it.
A lot of people also didn't recognize the look of the show once it switched.
Yeah, that's why if you're very careful and ease, that way it becomes a stark difference if you go from like 5 to 1 instead of like. So I think if you compare 3 to 1, just like still frames, I think you'd see a big difference. But yeah, but like there are certain things like the overall look and design of the sets and the characters.
Yeah, I'm saying your upside gets limited by your first effort.
Yeah.
In the case of this big, large
and like
3D
even new characters. Like if you have this totally different new character, and like even the humans like have to look weird. They all got those big heads with the big eyes.
Yeah.
And like
my favorite thing is
if they were too lifelike, they couldn't make them too lifelike looking. They had to be super cartoony.
My favorite thing is the people who point out how, obviously when Toy Story came out, it took forever to render a frame and it was super groundbreaking technology. And now, with the new Kingdom Hearts coming out on the PS4, it's like, it's just rendering everything in real time.
Wow.
Like all of those
Depending on where you look.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's a vastly
I think Breath of the Wild did
superior
that too.
visual fidelity. And it's just like, it's just this $250 box that you buy, and I'm just going to play a game on that.
Yep.
Real-time rendering has really, and video games don't suffer from that problem. They will, Tomb Raider, they'll make it look dramatically different. They don't care if it looks like the first one at all. They're just like, look, this is new technology. This thing's like God of War was fucking amazing.
God, that game's so good.
That game is so good.
That's
Dude,
God.
how
Everything
bad
about
is-
that game is
how
amazing.
bad does Xbox need good exclusives to be announced at this E3? I think they just
Or
bet
any game at all.
They made 3 bad bets in a row for exclusives. They got PUBG, and PUBG on Xbox is not good. I don't think.
It's better on the PC.
Oh,
way better on the PC.
Way better on the PC. It's mainly because of the
Just like
inventory
every
system,
game.
Barb. You have so much inventory. That's the way to do it. But also, it's just like PUBG takes a lot of resources.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of resources.
It's hardware limitation.
Yeah, and so I saw some funny Xbox videos in PUBG where they're like driving a car and then it renders a building and they're in the lobby. Like they're just like, the draw distance was like 5 feet, basically.
No.
And it rendered the building around them. They did that. Sea of Thieves was a disappointment to so many people. Hungering Deep just came out, but still, I don't think they're going to recapture that momentum they had going into Sea of Thieves. And then State of Decay 2, which we haven't talked about, which is it's an exclusive. They invested in Undead Labs and everything, but I don't know, man. State of Decay 2. I was really looking forward to State of Decay 2.
What
And
was Bethesda teasing?
Fallout 76, a new game. They put out a trailer for a new Fallout game. A lot of speculation as to what it could be.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I'm worried it's going to be. Did you play Fallout 4 at all?
A little bit.
100 vaults land on an island.
Oh, dude, yeah, they all parachute out of a bomber and they land, and then the vaults fight it out for Soul Winner. No, at the end of Fallout 4, there was this, especially if you're trying to 100% the game, there was this long stage where you were building settlements and managing settlements, and it just kind of sucked. It's like it wasn't core Fallout. It wasn't a lot of fun. In fact, you wished you could turn it off at one point because the settlement just kept asking for help.
You didn't have to do that stuff. You could just ignore it.
But you did have to do for achievements, or if you wanted 100% game, you had to build certain things. You had to build these fucking dopey ass settlements, which you had to get resources and everything else for it. And you had to fucking scrap shit constantly. Unfortunately, there is a part of this trailer, this teaser trailer, where they talk about Vault 76, is where they're rebuilding after the apocalypse. That's the goal of that specific vault. Every vault has its own mission, basically, and that's their mission. We're all heading out into the world to rebuild. It's like, fuck, is this gonna be like a building game?
I don't think they would do it. I think enough people did not like the building where they wouldn't focus solely on that.
Well, listen, their theory could be, hey, we made a much better version of it, you know, and maybe if they did refine it, it could be better. But I didn't even for the Fallout 4 DLC. I don't know, but you played all of it, right? Like I didn't play the robot building shit, or there was a whole settlement DLC too, where you were in the underground cave and it was all about building and everything. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Well, fuck that.
I can't remember the name. I know it was Rise of the Automaton. There was Coca-Cola World.
Lost Harbor was one. Far Harbor. Thank you, Far Harbor. I like Far Harbor. I never played Nuka World, but I played Far Harbor. And then what was the one that was mostly building?
Harbor.
It was the other one. Where you were like
Minecraft.
You had to build 3 stations.
Oh, the Contraption Workshop?
Contraption Workshop? Yeah, Vault-Tec. Well, that's it, Vault-Tec. That was the one. Yeah. I was like, everyone in this room is like, doesn't even remember it because it was just more fucking building. And that got to be such a hassle at the end.
Where are we going with this?
What my favorite thing?
So anyway, the moon.
My favorite thing to build, though, in Fallout was a comfortable bed to take a good night's sleep.
Oh.
Luckily, in the real world, you don't have to build your own bed because this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by Casper.
Love my Casper bed.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
Also, a friendly ghost.
Also,
the friendliest.
In spare time.
You know, which implies the other ghosts were not friendly.
Weren't there mean ghosts also?
Yeah.
Who is
was there like a bully
Casper's
ghost?
buddy / nemesis?
Richie Rich.
Well, you know,
No,
there's a theory
that's
that
him.
Casper is the ghost of Richie Rich.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah. You never heard that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, well,
It's
it's
in an
Harvey
episode of The
Comics.
Simpsons.
You want to blow your mind? Go look at Hot Stuff the Devil.
Yeah, Lisa and Bart talk about it.
That's true. Okay.
Go look up Hot Stuff the Devil and look at that. Then you'll see
know
one
if
of
I
the
wanna
worst
Google
cases of copyright infringement you'll ever see in your life.
What's hot stuff?
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Look at Hot Stuff. Show it to her and tell her what does that remind you of?
Torchies.
Yeah.
How did they get away with that?
It's just a devil in a diaper, I guess. They can just.
But it's the exact same devil.
copyright on devil in a diaper. Is their
Damn
argument?
Hot Stuff the Little Devil, if I recall correctly.
Which one of those is Torchies and which one of them is Hot Stuff the Little Devil?
Holy
You can't
shit.
tell.
It's
Is it the
literally
Little Devil or the
exact
Little Devil? Lil.
I think it's
Little.
You could put the Arizona State Sun Devil in a diaper and it look just like that too.
Little. Oh, yeah.
What's Casper's nemesis, if I'm recalling correctly, was Spooky. Spooky.
Okay.
That's the answer I was looking for.
I can't wait for that question to
Spooky
come up on
business.
HQ Trivia so I could answer it correctly.
Dude, I don't think
Well, yeah, if they get the ghost right,
50s
So you know what a
comics.
ghost is. Speaking of old comics, you talked about the weird Heathcliff comics.
Oh my
that
God.
Eric was telling
What's
us
up?
about?
Heathcliff come back?
Heathcliff never went anywhere. Well, Heathcliff
Except
went
crazy.
somewhere. It went crazy. Well,
Dude,
Heathcliff has gone off the
Peanuts
deep end.
got a little crazy at the end, too.
So
okay.
Heathcliff has a character in it called the Garbage Ape.
Yeah. And there's skunk buggies.
And the Garbage Ape comes like once a month and like flings trash cans around, and everyone celebrates when the Garbage Ape shows up.
Yep.
And there's
Oh, he's lost his mind.
and there's
Yeah.
skunk buggies, which are
Everyone makes way for the skunk bug.
everyone makes way for the skunk, but they're skunks driving dune buggies, and everyone makes way for them. But I think they make way for the Garbage Ape.
Do they make way for Prince Ali?
No, they don't. He's a different universe.
No one
It's like
here
Marvel and
watches
DC.
a lot.
Oh, there they are. There's the skunk buggies. Everyone moves aside for the skunk buggies.
I think Eric had that ready.
Make way.
And that's it. That's the comic.
That's
Yeah.
the comic.
Yeah.
Some
It
of those-
doesn't tell you anything else. It's
Some of
just,
those newspaper
ha, ha, ha.
comics just get lost in time. Do you remember?
I think that's a recent
You
one.
remember BC?
Yeah.
BC over the years just got insane. Like there was just no more jokes in it. It was just, none of it ever made any sense to me after a while. It's just like such a weird comic.
I remember as a kid, I'd read some of them sometimes be like, oh, that must be like a comic that adults understand. And then you become an adult, you're like, no, it was,
It's supposed to be a comic kids understand.
it's nothing. There is no meaning behind it.
Is the Phantom still going? Is that still?
Is Garfield still going?
I think so.
I got the movies and
The
everything.
Phantom's been around since like 1936.
What's the Phantom?
It's the superhero, the purple spandex wearing.
Was there a
superhero.
Billy Zane movie?
There was.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I know.
We made in Sex Swing with the episode with Billy Zane in it. We made him look like the Phantom. He wore like the purple spandex suit.
Billy Zane.
And
Did you ever hear about Bill Murray playing the voice of Garfield now that came to be?
Yeah.
No. How did
That's so. I don't believe it. It seems too crazy of a story.
He came up to somebody's
So, in the
plate of spaghetti
interview-
and said, "No one will ever believe you, but if they do, I'll play Garfield."
So Bill Murray does this thing where Bill Murray doesn't have an agent. Bill Murray has an answering machine.
It's a good way to keep all your money.
Yeah, I guess. But he basically has an answering machine,
Guess if
and,
you're Bill
if you
Murray.
want him to be in something, you leave a message, and if he's interested in the project, he'll call you back.
I don't believe that for
What?
a second.
There's
That's just
lot
like a
of
Bill
mythos.
Murrayism. Yeah. That's definitely Bill Murray lore. That's
It's gotten so
probably
deep.
fake.
I've even heard that he'll say he'll be in a movie, but there's no other information passed, and you send him like the call sheet and everything. And that for some movies they will cast someone else in that role,
Just
not
to be
knowing
safe.
if Bill Murray will show up on day one.
I think Lost in Translation was like that, right? Where
Was
they
it?
weren't sure if he was going to show up.
I would hate to be that actor.
I know, right?
Who was gonna
There's probably
be-
one
My
person?
big break. Oh.
Who was going to play Bill Murray's character? In
I don't think they had a
Translation?
backup. They just like set it all up. And they're
Oh,
like, he says he's going to be here.
Hope he shows up.
So he responded to one of those messages thinking that it was the Coen brothers who
The
had
Coen
written
brothers.
Garfield, the Garfield movie.
And it was a different Joel Cohen.
Wait.
I'll read you his quote.
If I'm Bill Murray and I get a call from who I think is Joel Cohen saying, "Oh, we're making a Garfield movie,"
No, you get a call from someone saying, we're making a Garfield movie and it's written by
Here's the
Joel
script.
Cohen.
that
No,
still
I
doesn't
didn't
sound
make
like
it
a good
for the
idea.
dough. Well,
As
not
much as-
completely. I thought it would be kind of fun because doing a voice is challenging and I'd never done that. Plus, I looked at the script and it said so-and-so and Joel Cohen. And I thought, Christ, well, I love those Cohens. They're funny. So I sort of read a few pages of it and thought, yeah, I'd like to do that. I had these agents at the time and I said, what do they give you to do one of these things? He said, oh, they give you like $50,000. So I said, okay, well, I don't even leave the fucking driveway for that kind of money. Going off the rails there a little bit. But yeah, but he agreed to do Garfield apparently because he thought Joel Cohen of the Coen brothers wrote it.
He read that and was like, "Oh, how many Joel Cohens are there in town?"
Do you know the origin for Garfield?
There's
Heathcliff?
an origin?
Yeah, Jim Davis, the guy that made
He
Garfield.
saw a Heathcliff comic.
No, but you're close. Basically, Snoopy.
Ah.
He just said, "Oh, well, dogs are popular in comics, so I'll just make a cat one."
Really?
What was the
It was totally
lasagna?
manufactured.
It's like the people who started YouTube. Right? Do you remember that story?
I do.
They just wanted a place to like.
I don't think. I think that guy. The guy said at the speech where I was there. Jawed Karim, not God. What are the two guys' names that get the credit for YouTube?
It was,
He was the third guy.
like Jacob
Jerry and
Chan?
Mike.
Jerry.
No. That's the Penny
No.
Arcade guys.
Ben and Jerry.
YouTube founder.
God, I can't remember their names.
I'm looking it up. Chad Hurley, Steve Chen.
Steve and Chad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's Jawed Karim,
Jawed Karim,
who left YouTube before the acquisition of Google to go to I think graduate school at Stanford. It's almost like an episode of Silicon Valley.
I bet that worked out fine.
And he did a
How much is he
speech
kicking
at
himself?
what's the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And so they had a technology
The Fight
week.
Illini night?
And so I went to his speech and was listening to him talk. And he talked about the beginning. He had some really fucking funny clips of YouTube, told some really funny stories. And I'm totally paraphrasing from memory here, but he showed clips of them like in the garage where they were working on YouTube, and they'd been working on it for like 6 months and nobody was signing up for the site. And they were paying girls on Craigslist in LA, hot girls, $50 to post a video. Like for every video they posted, they
That's
pay them $50.
what we should do with On the Spot.
Oh.
$3.
Get them in there.
And I was like, this is fucking crazy. But then no, I read an article where he was talking as well, or somebody was talking, and they said basically what happened was they were on an airplane and read an airplane magazine. There was an article about Flickr,
Yes.
the photo cataloging site.
Yeah.
And it was all about that and the rise of Flickr and what they were doing and how they were running the business, blah, 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 blah. And then the author wrote at the very end, and one day maybe somebody will do something like this for videos. And they went, oh, we'll do that. And then they literally just got the idea from a magazine article.
From
and
an
made
in-flight
YouTube.
magazine.
Was it Sky Mall?
Yeah, it probably was.
Rest in peace, Sky Mall.
It was right after that advertisement for that whatever that bike exercise thing is that'll change your life. You
Or
have to have seen this.
Or the stairs for your dog.
You haven't seen this contraption that's like $17,000 and it gives you a full body workout in like
They
2
have-
minutes.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, I know what
It's
you're
been
talking
in
about now.
airline
Yeah.
magazines for years.
What about the submarines?
Oh, what is it called? What is that fucking thing called?
Both.
The ripoff.
They have submarines?
Yeah. The submarine was always like on the back, right?
Yeah, it was in the back because it was like $18,000.
It was a lot of
and there's
money.
like one that looks like a shark. Yeah, it's like it was like a speedboat that like could submerge for like 20 feet or something.
It's like that site, thisiswhyimbroke.com.
Yeah,
I love that site. They always have
I think I've
the
ever been there.
Really?
Yeah.
They have a lot of like cool gadgets and shit.
Man. So the
Oh, here it is. I found
and
it.
you can look cool while doing it.
Is that it?
The ROM machine. No, look up ROM machine.
Oh,
You'll recognize this thing immediately, Gus. It looks like they should take every piece of gym equipment and put it on one thing. Like you can see, it's like
I can see it on
you
your
see it there.
What the fuck?
The quick gym range of motion machine. 15 grand for this thing.
ROM.
Yeah. And it's I've seen this thing advertised in.
Well,
they
does
don't
it
have airline mags on American.
That looks like something.
SkyMall went bankrupt.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Go figure.
That looks like
Because no one was buying
it looks
that
like a
ROM
contraption in a Dr. Seuss book that would like power like a town
That's
or
it.
something.
Like all these like levers and stuff.
I've
like,
never
people-
seen this before.
and
Never
it's
seen
pedal
that? Oh
powered.
my god.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a really like futuristic wheelchair.
It does. It really does.
Like a Mad Max one.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know where to sit on that
no,
thing.
I don't know. Where do you put your hands
Yeah.
or your legs?
So
Stirrups.
the RTX team wanted me to remind everyone, all of our viewers, about RTX. So they wrote me an ad for like ad copy to read during this episode, and I haven't looked at it yet. So I'm going to read the RTX ad right now.
Do you want to look it over while I talk about something else I'm supposed to promote?
Hey guys, I just wanted to remind you that if you have not already purchased your badge for RTX Austin, now's the time. RTX Austin is Rooster Teeth's 3-day celebration of comedy, gaming, and internet culture. This year it takes place August 3rd to 5th in downtown Austin. Not only will you have a chance to meet all your favorite Rooster Teeth personalities, but this year we'll also have special guests, signings, exclusive screenings, panels, cosplay contests, tabletop gaming, an animation festival, evening programming, live shows, tons of secret and not so secret parties. It's all a mouse click away at rtxaustin.com. Get your badge and become part of what makes Rooster Teeth great, the community. It's RTX Austin, August 3rd to 5th, 2018, downtown Austin. Go to rtxaustin.com.
Do it.
Has anyone
We are
ever been to
about to announce our
RTX?
ambassadors.
It's a lot of fun.
I've been to every single one.
Oh, that's cool. I remember one they had in like this like grassy field, like in the middle of May. Ugh, it was miserable.
You locked yourself out
Was
of
that
your
May?
car.
We did it
I
May?
did.
It was in May.
May,
was the end of May.
Memorial Day.
And I locked myself out of my
Fucking
car.
hot.
That was fun.
I told you to go to the fire station to see if they could help you
And I
get into
did.
your car.
And
It
there's
seemed like-
nobody there.
It's like, why isn't there anyone there?
Yeah.
You were in the zombie video too, right? You did all
Yeah.
the zombie
Oh
makeup?
god, that was such a miserable hot day. I look so. There's like a behind the scenes video, and I'm just like, I'm an actual zombie because of how hot and tired I am.
Yep.
We figured it wouldn't be too hot in May. It's typically not, but that was the year that they were like 100 days over 100 degrees.
It
Yeah.
also was 100, I think, like last week in May. So it's happening again.
So we should also point out the fact that Gus, you and I will not be here next week. I don't know what the podcast looks like for next week.
I'm
Eric,
planning it.
you're planning it?
Whoa.
Who's going to be on it? Do you want to say?
All of Barbara's friends.
I'm working on it right now.
So
I don't want to say
not
just
me.
because it's not confirmed yet.
Who, you got some people?
So one of my favorite podcasts ever was one where you guys were all out of town, and it was me, Blaine, Chris, and Miles. So I'm trying to do that again.
Okay, cool. But we're not going to be here next week because Gus and I will be in Los Angeles for the Electronic Entertainment Expo, better known as E3.
E3.
We'll be doing our
E3
week-long
phone home.
broadcasts from E3 on behalf of YouTube, who we were just talking about. We're going to be doing that. Ashley's producing it again this year. It's we're going to have. I've seen this schedule she's got. It's like every fucking developer. I can't talk about it because then it would reveal some of the stuff that's going to be
Right.
shown or talked about there.
Will Rocco be there?
But I hope so. I hope so. You can never tell. Rocco's interesting because if he comes in and he wants to do something and it's fun, then Gus and I usually roll with it. But then there's times where he's like he just doesn't like.
Stop.
Yeah, not stop, or he just doesn't want to do it. Like he's just like no, and I don't know how to put it. He's just like I don't even know if that was any good. Like when he leaves, it's like that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he'll like commit 100% to the bit, and then as soon as it ends, like, oh, I don't know why I did that.
Who even fucking knows? Not a bit.
I
It's
can
really-
never tell when
He
he's
really
serious.
is insane. He's
He's
an
just too
insane
good
person.
at it.
So we're going to be at E3 all next week. So tune in for our coverage, starting with the conferences, I believe, is our first things we're going to go on the air with. But those will be probably on Rooster Teeth, and then the other things will be on the YouTube channel as well. And if there's anything you'd like to see, you can message us, but I think it's already been scheduled, so
Also,
probably
come
won't
to-
do anything with that.
Come to Jeff's pop-up store that we're doing there.
Oh,
That's
right.
super cool, yeah.
The new Surf Jeff, right? Is that?
I think, that stuff's going to be there, I
He's
believe.
doing like exclusive like
Exclusive merch at the store.
redesigns and
If
stuff.
you're
also
not at the
doing-
store, you won't be able to get this stuff.
He's also doing friendship tattoos,
That's
apparently.
on Tuesday the 12th.
Isn't it the 13th? There's a party.
It's on Jeff Ramsey Pop Launch Party at E3.
That's
No,
the party.
that's the
Oh.
party. That's not the pop-up store's the next day. It's Wednesday.
My bad.
I got you.
I get the sense we're wrapping up, but I wanted to bring up since you mentioned tattoos. Have you seen ads for those like semi-permanent tattoos?
Yeah, like
where
the
like
ink
they last
box?
for like they last for like 20 days or something.
No.
But they look like legit tattoos. He's like, I think that's the only way I would get one.
This is what that actually is. I've just reapplied the
You're
same one
doing
over
it
and over again.
perfectly.
Wasn't that
every
what
time.
henna is?
No. Yeah, maybe.
Right. Henna lasts for a while.
Henna lasts
But
for a
then,
couple days.
But
like,
that's a very specific like pattern and color and everything.
not necessarily because there was a kid who got the Bart Simpson one.
So you want
Eat my shorts.
you want a tattoo, but you don't want it to be
It's,
forever.
yeah,
You
it's for
try it
people
out.
who don't want to come. Yeah, like a trial run.
Well, look this up if you can. If you guys in the booth can do it. I don't know who's looking stuff up in there. Is it Michael? No, he's busy.
There's nobody in there, Bernie. You're talking to
Dennis
no one.
is looking up. Dennis, do you see if you can find the kid who got the Bart Simpson henna tattoo on his arm? Then it turned out he's allergic to henna. And he has a fucking wicked scar brand
Of Bart Simpson.
of Bart Simpson
That's
on his arm.
amazing.
Did you see?
Don't
did
have
you
a
see
cow.
that story about that woman who
Man.
had to
Yeah.
rename?
Look at that! How'd you look at that?
He's
As a
wiping his
scar?
ass.
Oh no, that's like the worst Bart Simpson you could get.
There was a woman who got a tattoo of her son's name, and the tattoo artist misspelled her son's name,
Bort.
so she changed her son's
I
name.
saw that.
No way.
It's actually
How
easier-
young is the son?
He must have been just born. I
He was
hope.
30.
Yeah, right.
She was 30. Doesn't say how old the son was.
What was his name?
His name
Jeff Fink.
was Kevin.
It was Kevin.
Nice one, Bernie.
She misspelled it. Oh, look at
How
that
did you
reference
misspell
there.
Kevin?
Kelvin.
Oh, brother.
So she changed his name to
She
Kelvin.
changed his name to Kelvin.
What a fucking selfish bitch.
That's not selfish.
Let her have it, Barb.
That's economics. That's frugality.
He changed the
She doesn't want to look like an idiot.
Which it wasn't later until she
poor
noticed the
kid's gonna
gla-
be named Kelvin his
It
whole life.
wasn't later until she noticed the glaring mistake. She returned to the artist, who laughed and said there wasn't anything he could do apart from issue a refund.
Oh my god. I mean, you could just go to tattoo removal.
Don't they do the thing? Anybody here? You've had a tattoo, Gus. You're the only person I know who's got a tattoo.
You
When
know
they
more
did-
people with tattoos.
Well, you have that, but that's like.
Jeff has a couple.
She worked very hard.
Here,
on
Gus. Here in the conversation on a microphone.
All right.
Don't they like draw it on you first?
Yeah, and then you have to approve it.
So there's no like proofing.
Maybe there wasn't at this shop. Maybe there was some
No
alcohol
proofreading.
involved or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, she's
Man.
getting a tattoo
Or,
of her
yeah.
kid's name.
I mean, I get when
It's
there's a
not a great
grammatical
decision.
error because the person who probably got it also probably didn't know that there was a grammatical error at the time. That would suck.
I also just want to apologize to anyone actually named Kelvin who might be watching this. I think it's a great name.
What was his name
It's
before?
a great
Kevin?
unit of
Kevin.
measurement as
Kevin?
well for
Yeah.
temperature.
And he said Kelvin?
Yeah.
Kelvin's kind of a cooler name.
I know, yeah. Kevin's a little.
All right. Well, let's
little
wrap
milk
this up.
toast.
So, thanks everyone for watching. We'll
Watch
see you guys
Camp Camp.
next time. Watch
Camp.
Camp Camp. Watch everything. Watch the lab. Bye.
Watch City 3. Bitches.